This is a fun one. I've been looking forward to this. I have one of my best friends from college. I have the great Julia Borges here on the Productive Conversations podcast. Thank you for coming. You look great. I'm excited to have you. And what's going on? How are you doing, Julia?
You know what? Reporting to you live from my childhood bedroom. It's a nice green color. Can't use Zoom backgrounds at work because they're not allowed. So I always try to position myself in this corner. It's really nice. And whenever I'm on Zoom with customers, I strategically hide my bed. It's amazing. Working from home is the life. I can't even imagine.
Mm-hmm. How has that process been? Have you been hardcore? So you live in Massachusetts, or you go back and forth between Mass and Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in Mass, how has it been? Is it much different than Connecticut regulations, if anything?
So in the beginning of the pandemic, I thought it was going to be 2 weeks. Me being stupid, I heard about it because we have a lot of clients who are international. So we kind of heard about it already. One of our advisors let me know that his client was letting him know that they were grocery shopping in hazmat suits. And I was like, it's kind of crazy there. They have a huge population. No wonder the cities are so big. They're all New York. So it makes sense. It's very stressful there. I was like, we'll be fine. And then they're like, oh, we're going to shut down for 2 weeks. And my parents, I live in Boston with my mom, my stepdad, love them, shout out. And they were in Florida. They bought a condo in Florida last year.
Oh, yeah?
They were there.
The famous Susie?
Yeah. I can hear her running the shower right now. So. They were in Florida, and they were like, hey, we're going to stay here for the 2-week lockdown. And I was like, that's fine. I'm just going to stay home alone. It's totally fine. I was like, but I should go to Target, get some food, whatever, because where I work is very much kind of like Norwalk, where there's just a bunch of stuff, a bunch of there's a mall there, there's there's Chick-fil-A, everything that you can think of. So I was like, I'll go to the little Target, get some food. No toilet paper, no anything. I was freaking out. I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. What are we gonna do? And they weren't coming back. So my boyfriend's mom was like, just stay here with us for 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned into literally 6 months where I stayed there. And my parents stayed in Florida. And whenever I came back to here, it was so stressful because the city was a little bit more weird, more populated. So when I would go near people, I'd be like, ugh, and I would be sitting in my apartment, there's so many people around because we live in a 2-family, all my neighbors, there's so many people here. But you felt alone. It was so weird. The weekend before the shutdown, I was literally in New York City for my friend Meg Ryan's birthday, and and it just turned into nothing. It was so weird. It's weird to be somewhere that there's so many people, but you're so alone. That was what was weird about this pandemic.
And how have you been feeling now at this moment with it? Are you someone who's Trump and it's over, or you're just still, waiting for, more level-headed people and scientists to prevail?
I've been working from home pretty much 24/7. We opened up our office. They renovated it where everyone has a closed-door office. So over the summer in August, they let us come in on a rotation. So every other week was a team. So A and B team type of thing. So I've been going there every other week because I just like going there, getting dressed. I was there this week, getting dressed, we usually wear suits to work. So we've been wearing jeans, business casual type of very Silicon Valley vibes. I have been watching Suits. So when I career changed to a lawyer.
Suits. You should do, if you're doing lawyer shows, go to Better Call Saul. You check that out yet?
No, I haven't seen that.
I mean, you've seen Breaking Bad?
No. See, I told you I don't watch TV, but I'm very behind.
Hey, it's still going to be there once you catch up. But it's good. So Better Call Saul is the prequel to Breaking Bad. So it would actually, even though it's on the air now, it would actually make sense to watch it and see it all coming full circle. So that would be fascinating.
I literally watched Entourage 3 years ago. I know, I'm a loser. I love that show.
Yeah. I met Ari Gold, Jeremy Piven. I
He
actually did. He's
seems
tiny now.
cool. I don't know. He's tiny.
You know about him? Jeremy Piven, when I met him, so I met him at Center Stage, this local New York show, interview
What do you mean
show.
local New York show? Like a TV show?
Like it's on the Yes Network, the Yankees Entertainment Sports Network, the voice Michael
yeah.
K. It's literally a pre-podcast show, and it's still on the air, I think. I don't know if you've seen David Letterman's Netflix show, My Next Guest Is, where he just talks to someone.
Yes, my next guest needs no introduction
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. Yes.
That's exactly what he does. And Jeremy Piven was the guest, and he goes out. He walks outside on the street, and you've seen Entourage. You see him as Ari Gold, screaming, being racist and homophobic and sexist. So I figure, being closed-minded, that's the guy. But you see, when he was in the interview, he was the complete opposite, soft-spoken. He kind of looked like he was afraid of people, to be honest. And I was like, oh, am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? But everyone else was like, hey, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture? And I just was next to him. I think I spoke on the side of my mouth and I said, hey, can I have a picture too? And literally in the most quiet voice, he's just like, yeah. And he just takes a picture with me.
Soft-spoken people, not to disrespect them, not my thing. I can't, I don't trust them. I'm like, why are you being quiet? It's because you hate me? Are you mad?
Mm-hmm.
What's got, I can't, I get very turned off by it.
Who is the true person in here? Who is the real one out of all of this?
What do you mean?
It's like, you're soft-spoken, but what are you hiding? There's something with them.
I don't trust it. I don't know. Although I used to be the shyest kid around, but
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I get very nervous. I'm why do you hate us? What? I don't know. It's just weird. I don't have any friends who are quiet or anything.
Oh, my friends, or do I have quiet friends? I don't know. From the friends I know,
Brad
the opposite of quiet.
Least Brad is very quiet, but then when he talks, he's like, "Ooh, okay." Okay. That's my impression of him. He literally he's very quiet. Or I guess soft spoken. He does say a lot, but very soft spoken, I guess.
That's quite the word impression, because I talk to that dude every single day. And yeah, I can see exactly why you'd say that. But it's just funny when you see him bring out that rare side. I went to visit him in LA, and this was about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing his city and stuff. It's funny how Brad is in literally downtown LA, Hollywood, City of Angels, and he's the exact same person. Didn't change.
What is he doing there?
He does security and stuff. He what was funny?
He just packed up New Jersey out and moved out there.
Pretty much, he goes from Jersey to Virginia.
Yeah. His family moved there.
I guess he was just no offense to Virginia, but I want to go to Los Angeles. And I commend him. He did what he exactly was going to do. And has changed forward. I remember once he had to get security clearance, and he asked me and JDR and Sam to call, someone's going to call us, and you have to tell him he's good. Tell him he doesn't do anything bad, doesn't do anything illegal.
Like a character call, in court, when they're somebody has to testify for your character type of thing?
No, literally national security, Homeland Security is is this guy, tell me the truth about him? And of course I never got the call though, so I would have made him sound like an angel.
Okay.
I remember there was there was one time one of our friends, I'll say after the podcast, right? Okay. Yeah, so
okay.
There's somebody we know in the whole Uhart sphere, so it could be anybody. But I remember
I know everybody.
And who doesn't know, that's how I know Julia. Me and Julia went to the University of Hartford together. And somebody needed a dog and wanted a dog, but I figured they wouldn't be good owners of it. And I remember they asked me, can the pound, would you suggest them to us? And I remember I said to the friends, no, you can't take care of a dog. You specifically. I would have literally said that. So you know.
Yeah, I could think of a few. There's several people on my mind. I don't know. It could be
I'll
a
say
lot of people.
it'll be somebody you're like, what? So, but it's
Who
it's
could take care
interesting
of a
to
dog
find
in
out.
college? Like, not anyone. Like, you're never home, like, at the right time.
Hmm.
Like, it's very loud, like, whatever. But my
Yeah.
college roommate, Casey, love her, brought home one time 3 kittens. And we drove all the way to New York to, like, 3 hours from Hartford.
Hmm.
We adopted 3 kittens, like, from this woman Casey found on Craigslist. We
Out of all
brought them
places.
home and we like divvied them up. Like one girl in our chapter got one, another girl got one, and we had one. And the first night we had it, it cried all night,
Oh.
like literally all night. I slept on the couch and we watched Stuart Little together, and I finally fell asleep. And then we took them to the vet, and they all had like worms and fleas, and it
Oh.
was a disaster. But like they got treated. We got found out because someone reported us to the RAs. But they all have like like they're all fine. They're still kicking it with different sorority gals.
So they actually like different sorority girls, non-Uhart ones, or
No, like people, girls in our chapter who lived off campus, like
oh, they
ended up
took them. They
adopting
did,
each of
and
them.
they're still
Yeah,
out there. Good to hear.
yeah,
I
yeah. I think they're still out there. I don't know. They were, as far as I knew. Like no one told me anything different.
I don't even remember our senior year, first semester, the famous Boomin McKean down in the ones or twos. It was Boomin McKean, Gabe Yifoon, Vinny.
Why were those
Remember
people
Vinny
in the
Hatchet?
ones? Like
They got
worse.
it. But they had a cat in their apartment. It's a little tiny one. It looks like my cat Larry, but smaller. And he lasted the whole semester, and they wound up giving him away, sadly. But they pulled it off. It's funny that the village pets I've heard. I've seen a snake.
Yes, I've seen a snake. I've seen multiple snakes.
I mean, dogs. Just so unfair to the animals too. Like, damn. Or what you know?
Yeah, I agree. Like if you have like a fish or you have like a hamster, like whatever, but like the full pet, like I remember people would bring their pets from home to like spend the week and I'd be like, oh, this dog's so stressed. Like you know what I mean?
Yep, definitely. I mean, what are some other things? Did this you miss those village days way back when?
No, those
Now you're an
apartments are,
established adult in this
no,
world.
the apartments are disgusting. They were literally the nastiest walls. Like the carpet was gross. Like it was so fun. Like I wouldn't change any of that. But like the apartments themselves were like not cute. Like they are not nice. Like I remember people like putting holes through them, like all that stuff. Like
Putting
I
holes.
remember in the fives, like a chapter like tried to like cave in the ceiling on their apartment during spring cleaning. Like it was not safe. And I love those apartments. They hold so many memories. Like how many like tears, laughs have you had in those places? Like
Absolutely.
it's great. And I lived in them all 3 years that you could live in them, but like
Hmm.
I wouldn't live there again.
I'm trying, I have you when you told me about people who broke the walls. There's another kid, and he would get pissed if I told him because of his job. But I'm gonna
I
Zoom
can take
chat
some
you right now.
guesses. I know a few people.
I'm gonna Zoom chat the guy's name right now, right?
Okay.
All
It's
right.
probably exactly who I think it is, too.
Okay, I just sent it to you without saying
What?
his name. Yeah, him, right?
What about him?
There's a snap, the funniest snap ever. I don't know what this guy was on, our buddy. He headbutts the wall like a perfect headbutt. He just bam, 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 and breaks the thing apart. I would do anything to find that video because
But
it's
you
so
could hit like
hilarious.
the stud. Like,
No, yeah,
what?
he didn't care. He just headbutted it like. Oh my god! I cried on the floor laughing.
Oh
He just had the
my God.
the whatever rage combination of booze and other things. And I know he for a fact he'd get pissed. I'd get a message if I said his name, especially his job. But
It's okay, Matt. You are the gossip king of Uhart. You know everything. You have
all
all the
these years
secrets.
later, oh yeah, nothing but. I mean, you're the one who's the gossip king. You could have been like Gossip Girl if Uhart had that. You know what's funny? My high school had a Gossip Girl. Like
Oh my God.
my sophomore year, we had this. Someone had a burner account as Gossip Girl. This was like when everyone was on Facebook. This was pre-Instagram, Twitter, right?
Right.
I think this is a legit 10 years ago, sophomore year of high school. So she would go and she would add whoever this Gossip Girl was. She would add people at Norwalk High. And then her status updates were just dirts on people. Like I saw Brandon and Kirsten hooking up on the fourth floor. There's rumors that Mr. Johnson and Latoya have a secret relationship, and it was just scary. But it was all for the seniors, and that whole week of high school, everyone was on their toes and talking about like, who is this Gossip Girl? I worked at the school paper, and we were like trying to do this investigative story, and then
Of course.
2 weeks later, she's gone. She's gone. But here's the thing. I swear I knew who the person was, right? There is who we thought. And I see her out casually in Norwalk, like South Norwalk. This is only a couple years ago, but a good,
Don't know.
yep, 7-8 years since high school. I was like, hey, her name was Alyssa. Hey, Alyssa, remember me? It's Matt Brown from high school. So catching up. And I said, like, Alyssa, I have to ask you, were you Gossip Girl back in 2011? And she says, I ain't
What?
opening my mouth. And she walks away. So
What the?
whether that confirms or deny, I'll never.
Do you remember Form Spring where you could like ask
Oh,
anyone a question? Like that blew up. Like
yeah, that was bad.
that blew up.
That was a
Bullying
dumb
is like
decision.
crazy. Like I like worry for what the internet will be like when
Mm-hmm.
and if I mean I want to have kids, but like God, like the internet is so scary. Like, jeez. I sound like such a weirdo or like a loser being like the internet is so scary. But like
I know, right now, definitely now, good as long now that we're truly been a few years in the real world and know what it's like. It's intimidating and stuff, and no one's out here. No one's here for cyberbullying. So
no, right.
it's just been quite the time, And I guess if I had my kids, I would show them like figure out ways to make them laugh or do go on these other sites. It's I don't know, and it's all on the phones too. Like my youngest brother Tommy doesn't have a Facebook. It's kind of amazing. None of his friends have
Like that's because
Facebook.
they think it's weird. Like we got an intern at work who every year there's an intern in our office from college and they're usually awesome. I love them. And they keep getting hired like the next year. So our most recent intern, love him. He literally was like, ew, like only weird people have Facebooks. And I was like, just wait until you're post grad, like Facebook has it. Like I use Facebook all the time. Like all the groups I'm in, like all the like memories that people post, like it's very interesting, but like I never used Facebook in college. I thought it was weird.
Facebook, yeah, it was really only for those days when you had something to announce, the Facebook,
right? Or like you were in a relationship on Facebook, or like people tagged you in photos on Facebook. Because even now, like Instagram, if people tag you in a picture, if their account's private, it doesn't matter.
Exactly, right. And with these, it's funny with when you would just see, we would see so much humble bragging. I would like to announce. I'm excited to announce I got the internship. I got this. And, also seems Facebook is for engagements as well and showing off who has the coolest one.
We're about to enter holiday season engagements, the worst ones.
Oh, man.
I would never, like, holidays, tacky. Can't do it, won't do it.
You know what's tacky? When I see the college football players and college athletes who are way younger than us but have so much money and clout that they could do these insane engagements. It's like, good for you, bro, but,
Get the ring before spring where it's like before you graduate, you want to get, like, engaged.
Yeah, totally now we're starting now to be in that age of seeing our friends getting engaged and being in wedding parties and stuff. And the ones I've seen so far between you and me, I just know most of them are going to end up in divorce. But they can.
Why would you say that?
Well, it's not everyone, but I just see some people. I'm like, wow, you should not be getting married. But I figured, they could just have the divorce lawyers take care of it. Like whenever it's my time to do that, I meet the one. Like I want to do it just once, and like really, really feel it. And of course, those relationships, they know better than me. I'm just a person on the outside. But
I
statistically,
think there's just you get to know someone like so much. Like, why rush it? Like, if you
exactly.
really want to get engaged, like, why do it that? I don't know. And like, I wouldn't want like the ring is like I don't want to say like a asset, but it's like something that you have forever. Like, why would you want it to like stuck? Or why would you want it to
Easily.
be like why do you want to have a wedding you have to like throw together because you have like no money? And not to say everyone wants to have a huge party, but like why would you want it to be like anything but amazing? I don't know. That's just me, but I guess I don't know. But I have 8 weddings next year, so we'll see
8
how that
weddings
goes.
between.
Yeah.
You don't have to say who. Out of all 8, are they all gonna make it?
So my 2, I'm in 2 weddings next year.
Mm-hmm.
Megan, my friend Megan from college, she was like my freshman roommate. They're absolutely like gonna like they're the best. Like, and they've been
Mm-hmm.
dating for like 5 years, and it's gonna be amazing. And they're getting married in New York, and it's gonna be awesome.
Awesome. Congrats to
So
them.
yeah, definitely. They're gonna be like, I don't want to be like they're gonna be fine because that's like downplaying it, but like I also don't want to be mushy and be like they're soulmates, like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But they are like they have so many great activities together. Like they golf together and like they live together now, and like they're just gonna be great. Like I have no doubt in my mind. And like her fiance Pat and I like have the same like personality. Like I love him.
Sweet.
And then do you remember Kim Colavito?
Yep.
She was
Yep.
present before me. Her wedding is like just about 1 year from now. It was like a year from 2 weeks ago, and if her and Andrew don't make it, love doesn't exist. That's what I'm gonna say. Like they're perfect together. They just bought a house. Like, sorry, I'm shouting out everyone's
We're doing it in a
milestones
positive
them,
light.
but yeah, like she's even planning her wedding like very ahead of time. Like she was like, send me your bio for the pictures. Like I already have my wedding, my dress. Like me and Fitz Jimmy's are in it. And
third reference in this whole podcast.
Like everyone else is a family wedding, either for me or my boyfriend. Like everyone else is like a cousin type of thing.
Yeah.
So like my cousin's getting married and she's 35 and they have 2 kids together. So like they'll be fine. Yeah. So I can't imagine, like everyone else I do think is gonna make it. I don't have any like weddings, like no like brand new relationship weddings. So,
I was with the wedding, so I was supposed to be in a wedding this summer for a wedding I did not support, and I haven't heard from them.
In it, or you were?
I was supposed to, but there's so many controversial things that took place that
coronavirus included, or no?
Not even, like, of course that was the thing, but they, let me just say, when you ghost a whole group of people completely, that's how you know. So I guess not, and it's awkward because I still have the grooms and stuff. I could look at it right there. But
is their wedding not happening at all?
I have no idea. The rumor I heard that may have just, because like we never got a formal, like, this isn't happening, but it was supposed to happen in July. It's so weird. I could tell you definitely off the air what happened.
Did you show up and it didn't happen? Like
nothing. It just coronavirus hit, and I guess they all assume. I guess everybody's gonna forget. It's really, really weird, and who the hell knows what these people are? And when I tell you who it is
it your little brother? Because I always thought Brendan. Like I could see it being him.
Nah, Brendan is not up in that. Wait,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna chat you the guy's name, and
do I know these people?
Oh, definitely. This person, right? And
oh my Lord,
they're all gone. So see this reaction with that. So
goodbye.
It was definitely the right thing to happen, but it's kind of funny. No formal message or ever.
Actually,
no formal message or anything. It just. They literally ghosted us.
Are they together still?
I don't know what happened, to tell you the truth. Fell off the face of the earth.
Got
got rid of all social media, no phone texting. It's just, let me tell you,
Hey,
I'm just glad it happened. I'll tell you that.
maybe they're like Kim Kardashian. They took their whole family to a remote island for coronavirus just to act like everything's normal. And they're going to be fine. I don't know. That's my
But
guess.
who knows? And then I went to Jake Campbell's and Brooke
Oh, their wedding was
wedding.
gorgeous. I don't even really know them, but I saw the pictures.
Those two will make the distance for sure. Absolutely.
All the old heads in Theta Chi are getting married.
Yeah,
Literally.
so my big, who I don't talk to, has a whole kid and everything.
He has a kid?
Yeah, and shouts to him, but we never were close like that. It's a whole kid and married. But yeah, I'm the only one who went to Jake's wedding, like, of our generation. Literally the youngest person.
Their wedding was gorgeous. Like, literally, Brooke is, like, stunning. I don't know her, and she does not know me, but, like, she's stunning. Like, I saw photos of her, and I was like, damn.
Oh, it was a lot of fun, and
also, breaking news: Trevor Lawrence has corona.
Wait, no way, really?
Yeah, I just got that. It's like I have my Apple Watch on, so
God damn.
yeah.
Hope he's all right.
Taking over. Almost Saturday's game versus BC, which they're gonna like.
I heard it's
steamroll them anyways.
You're gonna lose by, no offense, like by like 65.
A million, like literally a million.
But yeah, and then there's just some others like, wow, and then just some people who are engaged. Like, I didn't even know you were in a relationship. But again, there are people, you're definitely right, where you're like, no doubt, you see love right here. And then there's just some
people get married like not when they're not ready, but like earlier than you thought. But it's not that you didn't think they were gonna make it. It's just like you're like, oh, you guys are engaged like already. Do you know what I mean? Like
definitely.
Like you're just like, oh, like sure. Like Paige from my chapter and her fiance, like absolutely, they're like a dream couple. Like they've been dating for so long. Like when they got engaged, I was like, you guys have your puppy, you guys have your condo, like like you go. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like they've been dating forever. They were like the couple goals, like our whole chapter. Like I don't think I've ever seen them broken up. Like they're just like, I mean, you know, like those types of people are like bagels. Like if you guys don't make it, I don't believe in love. You know.
Yeah, I hear you with there, and you know, it was really funny seeing everybody, and a lot of those people I really didn't see till graduate, since they graduated when they were seniors.
Right.
And it did feel like such a time warp, and you know,
it felt like formal, like 2018.
But it was just awesome to see, like, my guy Dre and Gabe. I love those guys to death. Always a great time seeing them. Dan Berger was awesome to see. Like Austin Williams was nice. Just a bunch of those guys, and it was just stepped up and have a good time. And then there are just some people that I could remember from Uhart, and I don't remember their names, and I'm sorry. Like even at the time I saw them, like, hey, I remember seeing your face at Commons.
Right. And, like they're friends, like friends of friends.
Exactly. But yeah, it's getting into that season and that phase. I figure maybe we're a few more years until then, like, you know, late 20s, early 30s type, going to the bachelor parties.
None of my friends from home, none of my home friends are like even close to getting married. So.
Yeah, and neither mine or the Theta, like our Theta Chi, the close ones, they really aren't. So
I can't think of anyone in our year where I'm like, yeah, you guys are gonna get like married soon.
Definitely not. I didn't see anybody like that, or no bagels. I definitely saw a lot of toxic relationships. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you people who I thought they would get married, and like, no, I'll be the person who would literally say, I object.
Oh my God. I can think of a few people off the top of my head. Like, you know what?
Chat you one.
Yeah, I can think of a few off the top of my head right now. I was just thinking that same thing. I was just talking about them recently with other people, and I was just like, you know.
I talked about them too. This will be a funny one right here. Remember that?
I like vaguely remember that. Like, I feel like I blocked that out. Like,
I blocked it out too until someone talked about it on the podcast again. And did
you edit it out?
Well, no, this is what I should say. They mentioned their names, these two names, and then I remembered. So
yeah, I honestly forgot about them But like, I feel like there's not like a lot of Uhart couples though, like that are still going strong. A lot of people in the year
No.
2017 seem to have been unwell. They're not well.
Shit. And I figured like the older heads at the time, I remember going to the fraternity. It seems everybody had a girlfriend, but again, nobody stuck with it. I remember. Oh wait, I actually got. You know, it was a funny one to see. This is one I kind of support. Like actually, no, not kind of support. I support wholeheartedly. They're great people. I just don't really
Yeah, I know
talk to
what you
them no
mean. I
more.
think.
Remember this one?
Yes. Honestly though, like I'm happy that they're happy, but I would have never like picked them out of their two social circles, like interact. They're amazing and
Hmm.
like I'm very happy for them, but like I would have never like put them together.
Right, right.
Which is fine. Like I when you're not looking for it, I guess is when it spontaneously happens.
Exactly. And they got married kind of quick, but that one guy, the one guy is one of like the most sophisticated person I've ever met.
Right.
Like top 10. Like I would give him my kids to watch it at that point. He actually's been in my house. He's met the famous Donna before.
Who hasn't met Donna at this point? Emily and I were talking about your grad party. Your grandma
Oh
was there.
my god. That was that grad party. I was really like top 20 days of life probably. It was a good time. It lasted a couple days.
I thought you meant top 20 like your drunk moments.
Probably that too. Easily. Before that was even before I worked at MTV. And was just
I
carrying the
don't think
world.
parties like that anymore. Like why does why does something have to happen for people to like have a party like that?
Yeah, why don't you just throw it for being alive? I will say that. If I'm still here at my parents' house, definitely don't plan on it, but if I still have that pool. Actually, you know what? I'll come over to the pool even once I move out of here.
Right.
I was
I was gonna say
prepared.
like
I was just about to move out right before COVID hit. I interviewed for a job that would have the salary to move out, and then the pandemic shows up. So
was it
it's
in New
important to
York or
stay.
was it
Yep, it was. There were these two. One of the very big late night talk shows, and then one was a production company, and it would have been enough to have the salary to move out. And well, just have to keep waiting. One of them I email once a month to not forget me, and it's when more regulations open, especially in New York for filming.
right.
Only like the really big ones are in, like your Showtime Billions, your Law and Orders. But and, I know it's going to be
Or,
tough now because
oh sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying now with some COVID spikes, it's going to just take a little longer and just get through the winter. But if we could get through the winter,
No.
well, but I'm sorry, you were saying though?
Is New York still a city of dreams? Like is New York still it? Like does New York still
Hell
have
yeah,
it?
just as much. I'm getting there for all the work and time I've put in and every setback. I have to be there, even if it's just a year. I just want to say I can do it. I mean, and especially with
Yeah.
still the connections and so many opportunities. Specifically Manhattan, I know the back of my head. I've interviewed at every neighborhood you could think of who has a production studio or a production company, and yeah, why not? And even if it, God forbid, it takes till the 30s, but it's just something I have to do, and this one I know I could prosper in. And it's been quite a journey too. That I, even though it's taken forever, I still have the patience for it. But my brief stays staying there as well, couch hopping a lot. I did a lot of couch hopping and couch hopping right until the pandemic as well. I just figured it's time to make it official once this happens, and still getting opportunities that can make it happen, especially salary wise to make it official again. So um why not?
Yeah.
And then or there or Los Angeles at this point, and I need to at least do the year in New York again, and doing in New York while not couch hopping, because
Yeah.
you could say I lived in New York, but all couch hopping. I've couch hopped in the Upper East Side, East Village, Washington Heights, Harlem. A lot of couches, and might as well make it official now. And I just really gone too far to just say I'm gonna just go somewhere else. As long as I can help it.
Well, it's like the only big city near you. Like where else? There's not another city like down the coast until you get to like
Yeah, like
Charlotte. Like where else? I guess no, DC. Why did I just skip DC? Like I'm really into Philly. Like I've never been
Yeah.
charmed by it when I went. Not to like say no one likes it. I just like don't.
Hmm.
And DC is fun. DC is amazing, but it's really stressful with all the politics there. Like, kind of
Yeah.
feels silly.
It's so
And
expensive too. Just as
yeah,
expensive in New York. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people go to Stanford, but no, I don't want to work in Stanford. I've done Stanford and no.
it's where you're from. Why would you want to like?
Exactly. Like, there's great people I've met there and definitely people I'll be in touch with forever, but that's the land of just not my land. I know Josh Lopes is over there, I think. Other ones I know headed that way.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of companies there. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but
Oh, of course. Yeah,
like,
it's just for me. It's just for me. Maybe if I didn't grow up, if I didn't grow up in 10 minutes from Stanford, that really would be an awesome place to live and stay. Like if I was from Ohio and went to Stanford, I'm really close with someone who went from Pennsylvania to Stanford, but they want to go to the city themselves. So
ugh,
I know, like, the city is a place where you love it to stay there, and I just love it. I just am a fan of it.
yeah. I guess New York's like has it's very charming. Like every time I've been there for a vacation, but then like ultimately, I like just don't like the subway. Like I just don't like being underground, and it's like the
Hmm.
best way to get around. And every time I'm
Oh
on
yeah,
it, I'm like, is it on here? Like, just want to get off. Like, I don't like this. You can't drive like in the city, so it's just like
yeah. You
that's the
just
only
pretty
thing I have.
much, if you want to deal with hecklers, if you want to deal with people trying to be funny, if you want to deal with the homeless, I get it. You just love it. That's what you do. Live in, whether Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, any there. I like them all, and probably because I just so in love with the sports teams too. I can't go away. So in due time, I just know
I don't
that's
know
what I
why.
want, and it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be back there and back there for good.
I don't know why you like any of the sports teams there.
Why? I don't know why you like any of the Boston teams.
The
There's some
Boston teams have done
cheaters,
much better in the last 10 years
and now you're having bad
than the New
karma.
York team.
Now you have bad karma because they're all bad now. The Patriots are 2-4, while Tom Brady leaves. It goes 4-2. Tell me about that, Julia, as a
I
Pats fan
know.
seeing that.
I know.
It must
Well,
be.
they had to like retire him. Like you had like, love doesn't last forever. I guess. But yeah, I mean, it was sad. Like everyone's sad and like watching the games is like sad. Like my boyfriend's a huge Pats fan and last week we were watching the game and he was like, why do you guys just suck more? Like why don't you guys just lose all the games so that you can at least have like a draft pick or like don't win any games. Don't win any. And like
Yeah.
they suck and it sucks. And
This must
like
have been a long time
I mean,
since you've thought about tanking or ever.
I know. Well, Tom Brady's been playing since I was like 5 years old. Like he started in
Mhm.
2000. Like he's been around for such a long time. And you know what? It sucks less watching it on your couch. Like I try to go to a lot of games when I'm there because like just randomly, like a lot of people have tickets and I've gotten tickets through work, like stuff like that. So I did go to the Giants Pats game last year, and there was a couple in front of me who was a Pats Giants couple, and the
That's
girl
cute.
was a Giants fan, and they were winning so much in the beginning, and then they started losing, and she just wound up and punched him right in the face, like just out of nowhere. And I was there with my coworkers, and Luigi and we were there, and we were like, did this girl just rock and sock her boyfriend like out of nowhere? And he
How
like
the
grabbed
guy
her and he was like,
reacts.
what are you
You
doing?
just, why you punch me? Not
Yeah,
my
because they
fault.
started losing and he was like, ha ha ha, like they're losing. And she just like wound up and went for it. It was crazy. But like, yeah, I mean, going to the games when they lose sucks. Like I've been to a couple
Mhm.
and it sucks, but at least watching on your couch, you're like, whatever, I'll just turn this off. I have the red zone, so
Of
it'll
course.
just change.
That's like, when I see my buddies, listen, the Giants have been disappointing me for many years in a row.
Yeah,
But
they suck now.
no one to
Like for
have no one to have violence, not no one to bring out the violence in me. None of my sports can ever do that. And it's been a tough decade while you've had an amazing decade.
I know, yeah. Like it's honestly just the Patriots. So like the Bruins won in 2011 and they've been like pretty good but not great.
They
And
were in the
then
cup a couple of years ago.
they were in the cup this year. No, they weren't
Yeah,
last
this
year.
past year, 2019,
Yeah.
against St. Louis.
And they were all injured and whatever. My mom always goes to lunch right where their practice arena is, and she always sees Tuukka Rask. She never talks to him.
Why not? He might be 6'7" and a tank, but I'm sure he's low key a teddy bear. But then you have the Celtics who like really like to tease you guys, I guess.
Yeah, I know. You know what though? Like Kyrie Irving like wasn't it for them, and that's fine. I always liked him, but like wasn't it. And they seem to be meshing really well, and they're really young. So I mean, Brad Stevens will lead us to the promised land soon. I don't know when, but he will. But Doc Rivers now with the Sixers, like who knows?
And now you also have the Red Sox. They're either really high or really low. Forged 4 World Series since 04
I know, and Mookie Betts, like.
Oh, how do you like that? Mookie Betts leaves and he wins a World Series with the Dodgers.
I don't know why he left. I mean, Boston's a really tough city to be a superstar in. Like, I don't think it's like when KD was in Oklahoma. Like, you're just the only person there, and like the hot topic and whatever. And like Tom Brady keeps a low profile. Like a lot of the players around here aren't like Cam Newton, like that flashy type of athlete. So I don't know if he just didn't like it. I'm not sure, but it's sad. He's so unproblematic and like nice, you know.
You know what's crazy about Tom Brady? I don't know if you saw when he goes away for the Bucs game, right? He goes up to a lineman this was Bucs Packers. And he played with his dad in college.
Yes.
So how's your dad doing? How's your dad doing? And like, he's old enough to play. I'm sorry, you were saying?
He's been playing for 20 years. Like, it's crazy.
How does he look younger? I swear he looks younger between the days. You think he's taking something? Like Botox or anything like that?
He doesn't eat tomatoes because they're like inflammatory. So.
Oh, so it's his diet that makes him a perfect person?
His diet is weird. And like his wife is gorgeous and she's older than he is, I'm pretty sure. Like I'm pretty sure Gisele Bündchen's like 40 something. But she's like whatever they're doing is great for them. I think he's like not a vegan but very close. Like he eats like very weird like very organic, like weird diets. I don't know. I don't know.
I can't. You really can't be mad at him. You really can't. It's amazing what it is. And now Gronk looks like he's playing the old Gronk again too, helping me out in fantasy. I love Gronk.
I'm so sad.
Who is your favorite? If you had to name some of your truly favorites Boston athletes, who is that? If you haven't said already, like throughout your history.
Kevin Garnett, favorite. Bought his jersey in 2008. Or my mom bought it for me. And love it, still have it, love him. Like when I saw him in Uncut Gems, like that's the reason I went to see it.
I was like, gonna ask what'd you think of him in that?
Yes, Kevin Garnett was in it. I went and saw it on Christmas last year, or like right around then. And I thought it was a really good movie. Like I love Adam Sandler. Who doesn't? He's so funny and like just very nice and like also local Boston guy, or he's from New Hampshire, but still. He was awesome in it. I mean, it was just like an overall like crazy movie. Like the end of it, I was shocked. I never see Oscar movies like I never see the twists and turns that they take. I'm just like baffled every time. I'm sitting there like, what? Oh my god, what? Like
spoiler alert. I think that's the saddest ending ever. You watch that movie to straight up fail and let the bad guy win and kill you, and he steals your stuff on your dead body. What an ending.
Right. And that's after he goes and gambles it and like wins it back and like American Son, and it's just crazy, and it's just such a good movie. I mean, I thought it was very entertaining. Like the best movie I've ever seen. No, like, but I also love like crappy movies, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I thought it was good. I'm not always like an Oscar person, but I'd seen a lot of them last year.
Yeah, that movie really just rose your anxiety with those filmmaking skills and all that. I can nerd out on it, but I love the Safdie brothers. They have a really good.
That whole movie.
I cannot rewatch it. That's not a movie to rewatch. If the ending was happy, if it was a happy ending, I would rewatch it all the time. But since the movie is so depressing, I just can't. Like, I love my movies, and you know how much I love my movies, but I
Yeah.
cannot stand sad endings. I can be fine with satisfying endings, like if a character does all this and he gets what's coming, I can accept it. But that somewhat happened to Sandler's character, but it's just so ugly. You took the man's life away and his dignity all at the same time, in the most embarrassing
But
way
also,
ever.
everyone can relate where it's like there's always been a time you couldn't like afford something or you wanted something more, like you know what I mean, like
Mhm.
always keeping up with the Joneses essentially. So it's also one of those things where you're like, how do you not stop? But it's just like when you buy new shoes and you want to go up, you know, it's like you can relate to it on some level.
Easily,
So
man, easily.
yeah.
And what were some of those Oscar movies you saw? You saw like Marriage Story or anything like
No,
that?
yes, actually I saw Marriage Story. I saw it when they put it on Netflix.
Yeah, it was
um
always on Netflix. I'm pretty sure. So
oh,
I think
was
it is a
it? I feel
Netflix
so.
movie.
I did see that. I did not see, was Joker last year? Yeah,
Yeah,
I did
last year
not.
too. I saw that with Brad in L.A. Another depressing one.
That one is like the highest grossing rated R movie. Did you know
Ironically,
that?
yeah, I did
Yeah,
happen. Ironically, it was just oh,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen really any of the Batman themed movies. Like I never
that's
even
funny.
saw Dark Knight just because like I'm not interested. Like no one made me watch it. I know everyone loves them, but like unpopular opinion, even Avengers, like I went and saw Endgame and literally while my boyfriend was crying that Tony Stark died, or like very upset because he loves him, I
Hmm.
was sitting there like, why isn't this movie over? Like they're tying up way too much stuff and I'm very bored. It was such a long
Oh
movie.
man,
Such a
yeah,
long, it was
that
was
just
like I didn't appreciate it. It was just way too long. I was like, okay, like I need to get up now and that's it.
for that specific like fandom and getting into that. That's what is really used for. It was made for those deep fans. So yeah, from the outside it makes sense, but they were great movies. I enjoy comic book movies. Some more than others because I can take so many things out of it. But I can understand why you say that. It's very niche
Yeah, I
audience, but they have such a loud voice. So
well, like Black Panther, excellent movie. Like I
yeah.
don't know anyone that saw it and didn't like it. I liked it. I've seen the other Avengers movies. I've seen like all the Thor movies because honestly, in Connecticut, every time I've stayed there, like going to the movies is kind of like a thing to do. That's something to
Hmm.
do. And they're so nice now with the recliners and whatever that I've
Oh
seen a
yeah,
lot more have like before. But I even saw, was it Aquaman? Was that what it's called?
with the Jason Momoa, he has the hair
Yeah.
all the way here. Yep, yep.
Yeah, is that Aquaman? Yeah, I saw that. Like, I saw all those movies and just like, I guess I'm just not interested. I don't know. I want to like them and I appreciate them, but I'm kind of like, it was just such a, I was like 2.5 hours and I was like, all right, I need to get out. I can't do this anymore.
I
Type of
got that.
movie.
Back to
I'm all about the rom-coms. So,
rom-coms. Like which rom-coms? What you into?
do you know, what is her name? Rebel Wilson. She was in that movie with Liam, or yeah, Liam Hemsworth, or yeah, for like Miley Cyrus's old boyfriend
Yeah,
or
were they in a
fiance,
movie?
husband.
Did they fall in love?
Yeah, it was called
Oh,
let me see what it's, I
I
literally
want to
like
see that.
went
I
and
didn't
saw
know
it.
that's a thing.
Let me see what it's called. It's called Isn't It Romantic? Where she literally has like amnesia and the same thing happens over and over again. Literally terrible movie, like in terms of like, but
That's
I
just
love those
Groundhog
types of
Day.
movies.
That's just Groundhog Day
Right.
movie. Yeah.
She like hits her head and like it's one of those movies, like you know what I mean? So
Yep.
I love
My,
those movies. So
I love every movie. My favorite rom-coms. I love When Harry Met Sally. They
I
go a
didn't
lot to
see
say.
that.
If you have, I think it's on HBO Max. If you got it, really good, and it still holds up for a
Oh,
movie that came out in the '80s. Um, I like Pretty
all the
Woman.
JLo movies, those movies suck. They're amazing.
What was 10 Things I Hate? No, that's not though. What's the one she did with Matthew McConaughey?
Oh my god, The Wedding Planner. Hello.
I
Or
liked
yeah, The Wedding Planner, Monster in Law. Oh no,
I
that one, Manhattan maybe.
hmm I
Those
thought Made
movies
in
are awesome.
Manhattan was the no, that's New York Minute with the Olsen twins.
Yes, New York Minute.
I liked
Yeah, all of their movies are on Hulu, like all of their like Mary Kate and Ashley ones, which I'm sure you didn't watch, but because you don't have a sister, but I watch all of those.
I remember seeing like VHS advertisements for them, like Mary Kate and Ashley get ice
Right.
cream or whatever. I don't know if there's one
Remember
yet.
the previews on like DVDs and stuff for other
Oh
movies?
yeah, that was pre YouTube days to get your trailers. Do you could you know what a funny YouTube thing, like if I'm not sleeping, I'll look up like Shrek trailers, like Shrek VHS trailers, and they have that classic VHS look, that stereo sound, staticky, and
That is
I know it's so random, but I don't care.
that's so random. With like the moon where they're like fishing, like the DreamWorks.
Yep, yep.
Remember, like all the DreamWorks things would be so cool.
Oh, every time I get excited. I love the pre-cartoon. Sometimes they would have them, like the Pixar shorts.
Yes, those are
Uh,
good. There was one I saw recently. I don't know which movie it was ahead of, but the one where the woman's son is like a dumpling and she like eats it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
a woman's son, and she's no, I don't. I get maybe.
Okay. It's like a dumpling short, and I have to see it.
That's dumpling short, but you want to know if
It's
you want to see
so
random.
disturbing.
Jeez, and it's not a kids movie.
Yeah. It was like the prequel for let me see. It won the Academy Award for Best Short Film. Like literally.
Just, of course, people love Academy Awards. Love those niche things. What you? Yeah.
It was for a Disney movie, so it had to be like oh, it was released with Incredibles 2, which is how I saw
Oh,
it.
I haven't seen Incredibles 2 yet. Still, I still have to see that. Only seen the first one.
I
I love the first one.
think it's on Netflix. I think. I sat
Definitely
next to a
Disney. I
4-year-old.
think definitely Disney Plus.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
true, actually.
I would watch those, but yeah, you want to talk about you random YouTube searches. Oh, my mind goes everywhere when I try to figure out things when I try to go to bed. A lot of you know what I
I
watch? Like, oh, I'm sorry, you were saying?
no, go ahead.
I watch like movie compilations. I'll watch sports highlights. I'll watch I like to watch favorite moments from my old TV shows, like best Malcolm in the Middle moments, best My Name Is Earl moments.
Oh my god, my name is Earl. I
I've
remember
been
watching that.
I've been binging that on Hulu lately at the gym. Right during my treadmill workout, I'll bang out an episode of My Name Is Earl.
Really? I always watch like murder shows that I'm scared to watch at home. That I'll watch at the gym when everyone's there.
Oh my god! You want to hear a funny story? This is true. This happened. So I watched this. I was watching this show on HBO, right? Oh, by the way, thanks for sending me that. I heard about this. I seen this. This is like a famous meme. Little kid right here.
Yes, literally the weirdest
Oh,
thing.
don't worry, nothing important fell or broke. But anyways, so I go to Planet Fitness. Shouts to Planet Fitness, and I'm
Free ad.
right. I'm watching a TV show called The Deuce. Right. It's an HBO show. It's great, but it's about the adult film industry in the '70s in New York. Like Times Square used to be like the porno district.
Yes,
And
I
it's like,
learned that from those Humans of New York posts on what is her name? Um, Tangeray. Did you watch that whole like saga
Tangeray, what was that?
on Humans? You know, Humans of New York, like
Yep,
the
yep.
Instagram. He posts like 25 like of the same woman, and she was like a showgirl in Times Square. Anyways,
Even back in the day, so she's older. Oh, she must have
yeah,
seen
she's
some
like
shit.
yeah, you have to go read all the posts. There's like 25 of them. I literally was like reading them at 3 a.m. Like I was addicted.
Mhm.
This is only maybe like a month ago. I'm surprised you didn't see it.
Okay, and but yeah, but it's also really it's like a mob show too and stuff like that. But it's HBO and they have pretty graphic sex scenes, like. So I'm watching
Yeah.
it and I have my hand on cover, like, oh, I don't want to see. But somebody saw me and complained to me. They thought I'm watching, naughty stuff. So they're really cool, and I think because the person is pretty weird. Like she's like the gym weirdo. I was like, hey, and the
Who
guy,
complained to you?
hmm?
Who complained to you or the employee?
She complained to the desk saying I'm watching like some bad stuff, but I'm watching a TV show. And I and and I said, and they politely asked, "Hey, Matt, we were just wondering, like, are you watching some weird stuff, right?" He's like, "No, I'm not." And I showed him the clip, and he was like, "Yeah, no worries, Matt, you're not in trouble, but just be careful what you're watching. I guess you know how people are."
I've never like when I'm at the gym, unless I'm like wearing something where I'm kind of like, ugh, I don't like this, kind of uncomfortable, whatever. Sometimes you put on your gym outfit and you're just like, ugh. But
Yep, yep.
I've never like paid attention to what anyone else is doing, like what they're watching on their phone. Like I don't pay attention to them. Like obviously, if I'm waiting to use a machine or like whatever, then
Right.
obviously I notice them. But other than that, like I don't care. I don't know. Like I've never been like, what are you watching? Like I don't know.
Like I
I
said,
just
no,
don't care.
this person hit different. She always is different. I see her every morning. She's nice, but she's just so strange and weird, and she's kind of I don't really want to say anything. I don't know it's her story or nothing, but she had that an
Yeah.
unnecessary complaint. So, but luckily I prove I don't want to be known as that guy. Far from it. I was just trying to watch some art in a great HBO show.
Who watches HBO in the morning?
Me. I'll watch
Very
Sopranos
heavy
in the
hitter.
morning. But now I change it up. I'll watch the My Name is Earl. And
Yeah.
it's
The
easy
gym is for
breeze.
like very like light shows.
You know what was
Murder
funny? My Name is Earl, though. They have some stuff that really didn't age well. And that show was just a decade ago. And they had a Donald Trump joke today. Um, in the
Really?
show, the joke was literally he's like, "Oh, I don't like these people who steal money." And then Earl was like, "Oh, Donald Trump." He said Donald Trump mentioned his name in it. And I was like, "Look at where we are now, right?"
I know. Well, also like sometimes I watch some of the like animated shows, like a Bob's Burgers types of thing, and
Bob
like
Burgers.
they make some crazy jokes too. Where you're like, wait, what? How is this on cable TV?
The Family Guys too, The Simpsons, all those who've just, my
The
goodness.
Simpsons I always found more tasteful than the rest of them, but
I like The Simpsons. I will
yeah, it's
watch them.
on
Yeah.
Disney Plus too.
Yeah. I would just look for like the specific. It seems everybody at one point is on that show, one way or the other.
Yeah, seriously, everyone. They predict the future too in a few of them.
Oh, that scares me. That is some creepy stuff where they have.
Yeah, have you seen memes or like Instagram posts where people are like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
See what they predicted is like Trump getting elected, or I remember like Tiger King. They somehow was able to tie that in. You watch Tiger King?
of course. I was addicted. I loved that show. I
Someone of
thought
my
it was so funny and so well timed. Like they let it out in the perfect time where that was like the thing.
Joe Exotic. I had my first free Joe Exotic screen, but like he kind of like got what he deserved. He was asking to get arrested the way he was. I mean, Carol Baskin is crazy, but she didn't deserve to die or get these threats or anything. She's just a crazy
His
cat
zoo,
lady.
his zoo is also like I'm not gonna say dangerous because I don't like claim to know everything, but like wild animals, no matter like how much you know them, like how many times have you pet your cat and then all of a sudden they're like they bite you or they freak out and they don't want
Hmm.
to be touched anymore or whatever. Like they're wild, large, dangerous animals, no
They're
matter
not supposed
how
to be
well you
there.
know.
Yeah,
Unless like literally one broke their leg and you like rehabbed it back and you tried to let it go and it came back. Like I know they're domesticated in some sense where they rely on you for food or something, but like they're still like very dangerous.
of course. That really made my perspectives on the zoo. Like I loved going to the zoo as a kid, Bronx Zoo, Beardsley
Me
Zoo,
too.
and I'm just like, man, should I really be supporting this anymore? Like these animals got they're forced to be in these little captivities, and yeah, I guess some live longer, but wouldn't you rather have them be more happier?
Remember Blackfish, like the one about
Mm-hmm.
SeaWorld?
Yep, that hit.
And what was that whale's name?
Not Shamu, but
Begins with an
Moo Mushu.
M. No, that's from Mulan.
Oh,
Um, it was like Miki or like Mickey, like something like that.
Mhm.
But I was just telling my mom about it. I was like, you have to see it. Have you not seen it? But like those are crazy. But one of my best friends from growing up is like a marine biology major, and she's like a aquatic trainer she just got a job at the New York Aquarium, like doing like the seals and like the sea lions and stuff like that.
I mean, like,
so
dance around like
yeah,
that.
basically. And I think it's really cool, but like they also do some like rehabbing and they do like research and things like that. I don't think that it's like as bad. I don't know. I guess I don't really know, but like the big animals like elephants and stuff like that is crazy.
They should have
Rhino.
places to run.
Yeah. Have you been to California? Yeah, you have. Have you been to the San Diego Zoo?
At the San Diego Zoo, no. I heard it's cool though.
It's good. You have to go there. I mean, I know we were just talking about
You know, it was one
polar bears.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm an animal lover. I can say that. So, like, just hope those people are happy, or animals. You know what's funny though? It was cute when quarantine like just hit. Some zoo, I think it might have been the San Diego Zoo, had the little penguins walk around amongst the aquariums. It was cute to see.
Yeah, like going to see the other, like they went to like the Shark Tank. I follow like TikTok for one of those aquariums actually, where they like post like fun facts about the animals there.
Are you a TikToker?
I don't like post my own videos, but I do watch. And if anyone that I know posts a video, I go and look at their account always. Like, I just find them so entertaining. And like, I also just find influencers to be so cool. Like, how do you make money off of like people wanting to be you? Like, you have no talent. You have some talent, but like, just you can really just get famous by posting like low budget videos. You know, like.
Yep. And it's just like get hundreds of thousands of followers, and it's just like someone I know lives down the street from me.
Charlie from Norwalk and Dixie from Norwalk. I was wondering if you know them.
You know what? Like, yeah, I don't know him. My Tommy knows him. Tommy like would hang out. Tommy and her would have mutual friends and hung out all the time.
Charlie or Dixie, the older one?
Charlie.
He missed his opportunity, I guess.
I guess my mom's actually friends with their mom. They talk. They hit each other up. What?
Hi. I said their family's so cute. Like I literally watch their YouTube. Like I just think they're so entertaining.
Do you think they're the next Kardashians? Since Kardashians are out, or the D'Amelios in?
I think yes. Like they are just so entertaining. Like they're just so entertaining. Like Dixie does music and like she has like the most famous like TikTok star boyfriend. Like they're just so famous. Like they make so much money. Like doing. I mean, they're working hard now. I'm sure their schedules are full, like, of people wanting to do stuff with them. But, like, just from doing nothing. She used to post videos from, like, the bathroom in Norwalk.
Yeah. Like, so they live right by, their house is, like, right by one of my favorite pizza spots. And it's weird because you would see people, like, weird cars, like, just park in front of them, like, waiting for them. Like,
that's sad. That's scary.
The one thing, so every year I used to do the elementary school video, right? Like I would interview all the kids and like make a montage for them. And I had one of them. It's in one of my videos on YouTube as the fifth grade self. It's posted there. They have to find it. I figured if I'm going to selfishly get some more people to look at the podcast, like, hey, look at this video. It has one of the D'Amelios in it. Talking to me about what they want to be in the fifth grade.
You know what? Like, I feel bad for them getting, like, stalked. That's, like, not right.
Yeah, like, people don't have a life. If anyone is crazy like that, and they don't have a life. You know, Freebird told me he had a stalker on the unreleased pod that I can't post because of technical difficulties. But not like more like just somebody who saw him out his window and say, I know what you're doing.
Like, they texted him that? Like,
hey, yeah. Like him and his roommate, my buddy Evan, they were watching the NBA Finals. Like, I see you watching the game. It's creepy.
Was it you?
No. If I want to annoy them, I would use other ways. I would just send my normal snaps to them.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never been.
Like, I would do my music snaps that I send people.
Yeah, I've never been the kind of person to like obsess over like celebrities or. Like, I find that to be very strange. Like, people who are, like, going to all their meet and greets. Like, if you go to one or you go to two, like, you're a big fan, that's cool. Like, I literally love the Jonas Brothers. I love Justin Bieber. You know what I mean?
Of
Like, but
course,
I
yeah.
don't like.
I don't want to be them. I don't want to be obsessed with them. I'm afraid
Yeah,
to meet these people. Like all these people on the walls. Like, I mean, I'm not
never
afraid.
meet heroes.
I mean, of course, it would be cool to say what's up, but like you said, don't meet your heroes. I don't want to be disappointed. That's all. But these people who influence me, but I'm not like,
Right.
what was her name in Amanda's show? Um,
Amanda Bynes.
Remember Amanda? She had Penelope. Is it Penelope? She played her own obsessed
Yeah.
fan. I'm not
Yes.
that.
Yes, that's weird. Like people that do that stuff are weird.
They just don't
Like
have a life.
I saw Selena Gomez at the mall once. She was just like there, like
Chilling.
literally just yeah. There's no one around, and we are in like a Sephora, and I totally get she probably didn't want to be bothered, but like it was just me, my mom, and her like security team in the store. So like I feel like if I was like, hey, can I have a picture? Like I feel like that's appropriate, but
Yeah.
like I would never like go to their dinner and be like, hey. But like her security team, like if we tried to make a move or even ask them, they were like, no. And I was just like, I mean, there's no one here. Like we're literally in this like very quiet mall. Like my
Of
mom
course.
noticed her. She was like, that girl's gorgeous. I was like, okay. And she was like, I think she's famous. And I was like, no, she's not.
And this
But
is
it was
back
her.
and this is in Boston, like the mall in
Yeah.
Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was here for my birthday, like from college, and saw her. But they wouldn't let us near her. And I thought that was kind of like, I'm not blaming her. I'm sure she had stuff to do, whatever. But it's like, you can't take a picture and then I would leave you alone. Like,
Yeah,
that's
right.
annoying. No one really saw you.
Like I'm not a celebrity, but I'm not saying they're. When you go out, I'm sure they're aware if they go out in public. Hey, there's a risk
Yeah.
involved. So, but I don't know. I just don't know. I'd have to be in those
Athletes, you
people's
see them
shoes.
around. Yeah. You see athletes around Boston all the time. Like the Bruins players are always around. It's like, you see them around, but like, I don't feel like people harass them
Right.
that I know.
And
All football players go out at the bars here. Like, you could see them.
really, you will see Julian Edelman out there.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up,
Yeah, my
Jules?
friends have gone out and seen him there, like on St. Patrick's Day, like when they're in the off season. Like my friends have seen them. So, I mean, I'm sure they're in like VIP or like in a more private section, but it's nothing like the clubs in New York here. Like you can get close to people, you know?
Yeah. It's funny, for all the times I've seen celebrities in New York, never on the street, always for something work related. But at that point, I'm working with them to help them out. So I'm not fanboying. I just want to make their lives easier. But I never, except I mentioned the Jeremy Piven one, and maybe if I have my eyes open. But New York is just so dense with so many regular people too. I think it's easier in LA. Like when we were in LA, I saw like a good 6-7 people, because maybe it's more spread out and there's more of them. Like, who I saw Amanda Seyfried was next to me at the airport.
Really? She's very famous. She's cool.
Yeah, no one was bothering her. It was literally me, the equivalent of me to the computer. And I could have said something. She's reading a script. I was like, no, I don't want to mess this up. I don't want this story. Like, it was said in the podcast with Jada Lee, our friend Jordan Simpson, and he goes out to downtown. He goes downtown in New York. He's in the West Village, and he sees Lindsay Lohan chilling, right? Lindsay Lohan chilling. She goes outside, and then Jordan Simpson and his friend was like, we need to figure out a way to interact. So they go to smoke a cigarette. Jordan sees, Jordan's like 6'3" too, and he goes one, and he's like, hey, can I have a lighter? And she gives him the lighter. And you know what she says? This is what Lindsay Lohan says. You can keep the lighter. I don't want anything to do with you.
Literally, what?
That would hurt my soul if she said that to me. I would try to get her movies banned, or I wouldn't go that far.
Do you know
that would hurt my feelings. Of course.
You know Amelia Clark from Game of Thrones? Yeah. She said like one time she was having a panic attack like in an airport, and people are just like taking videos of her and stuff, and she was like, she had this whole perspective on it where she was like, I wish you just like approached me and asked for a picture, but like if you're taking videos of me like in times just to prove like that you saw me, like that's messed up. And I totally agree. Like a posed picture is fine, like, whatever. But like one of those like far zoomed in, like when they're clearly having a moment, like.
Yeah,
Or
that's
I
creepy.
also like cannot wrap my head around people who go on Instagram and on TikTok and on YouTube and whatever and like have a fake profile where they comment like hate stuff. Where it's like for example, Charlie D'Amelio with like, I hate Charlie, like blah blah blah, like this if you hate Charlie, and you're like, why do you have like literally no life? Like how do you log in and do that stuff? Like if I hate something, I scroll past it, including politics now. Like I just scroll past it. If I see you in person, I'm happy to have a convo. But
Easily.
like, how do you do that? Or how do you have like I hate Charlie comment like
Yeah,
accounts? Like
she's what, 15 years old, and you're taking the time to do that? Like, let her live her life. And anyone, it's just so sad. There's so many other hobbies you could do. Start a podcast. Go to the soup kitchen. I don't know. You know.
Or you're just like jealous that you're not famous. Which aren't we
Exactly.
all? Like, I want a Dunkin' drink named after me. I bought that the other day and I'm like 10 years older than her. I was like, can I have the Charlie, please?
Yeah, that's you gotta give props to that when you get a drink at Dunkin' Donuts of all places to name after you. Travis Scott meals too, and J Balvin. You know, like Patrick.
That's literally Travis Scott's is like literally barbecue sauce on the side of like a regular meal. That's like all it is. Like what?
It's still stacked these bends for it.
Right.
And you know who I try when it comes to food. Oh man, I lost my train of thought. Use Travis Scott.
Somebody else who promotes food.
No, I completely draw on a blank. But it was about like when it comes to these famous meals. Why don't you just like, again, just don't care. It seems like every celebrity, you know, they all have their various views on fame. And you know, another person talking about celebrities who are younger than us, killing it in life. Patrick Mahomes is a year younger than us.
I know, he's like literally, him and I are like right around the same age though. Like my birthday's in October and his in September. And like he's a dad.
Yeah, he's about to be a dad.
He's a Super Bowl MVP, and I'm over here like trying to get through the day.
Oh, where do we go? All these athletes: Ja Morant, Zion. How you have your own camera on you playing? What?
Zion is not it anymore.
Right.
He was struggling to get through a game.
You mentioned Trevor Lawrence. First, I hope he recovers from coronavirus, but he can live he can live the perfect life. You know, another one. You know the actor Timothy Chalamet.
I love him. I love him. I watch Call Me by His Name, whatever that fucking movie's called.
Yeah.
On a plane. And so somebody next to me was watching me watch it, and I was like, hi.
Well, we see some.
It's a very weird
going on.
Yes.
Yeah, he's around our age and he's killing it. I think it's funny, every girl likes him and every dude hates him.
Yes, he's so mysterious. Like him, Harry Styles, like those people who are very mysterious, I find interesting.
Yeah, and I gotta give props. The guy's a great actor. But I don't know. But like Saoirse Ronan's big. She's been nominated for 2 Oscars.
She was in Little Women. Women?
And she's our age.
Is she really? I always thought she was younger, but
that dude Lucas Hedges. Miley Cyrus is only a couple years older than us, I think.
Yeah, she's maybe like 2 or 3. Like Nick Jonas, same thing. Like right around the same age. I'm wondering like who we know who's gonna be like famous, or like this girl I went to high school with. I'll plug her here. She's amazing. Her name's Io Debris. She literally got on Big Mouth on Netflix.
Oh yeah, good for her.
Literally on the show. She was a writer before that for a show. I forgot what channel it was on, but she was a writer. And like, I'm so jealous. Like, her coworker is John Mulaney. Like, that's crazy. I love him. Like,
John Mulaney. I think John Mulaney lives in my area now.
I love him. Him and his dog Petunia.
Petunia.
I literally love him. I drove and saw him and Pete Davidson do stand up in Albany. Me and all my friends drove because it was cheaper than seeing them in Boston. It was so funny. I love them.
Pete Davidson's my age, our age as well too.
Yeah,
he's funny.
So well. Oh my god.
Yeah, he lives it up. He has some dating history. I'm like, you.
Cassie David.
What?
Larry David's daughter.
Yeah, is she getting big? I knew he had a daughter.
She's dating John Mayer.
So you're telling me John Mayer's dad and father-in-law is Larry David. I gotta text somebody this.
I have to show you this.
Oh,
She posted like a happy birthday for him the other day, but it was like, I don't want to say like an intimate photo, but it was like them. Let me see. It was them like shooting guns together.
oh my God.
And it says, first and last time I touch a motherfucking gun, only for the greatest. Happy birthday, Johnny. Like,
Johnny.
tell me they're not dating. You can't.
Yeah, I texted her right in the middle of this. My friend said, like, they love Larry David, and that's gonna be a fun fact.
I have never watched Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No way. Curb Your Enthusiasm
Not my thing.
Is my favorite comedy ever. If I'm sad and crying, I will put that on and make me feel good.
Where do you watch it? On HBO?
Yep, one of my HBO Max. I'll watch like Larry David compilations or Curb compilations. It seems like a lot of girls already have a crush on Larry David, or am I crazy saying that?
Not my thing. He's scary. Like, he's like looks angry. Oh, thanks. But even like I'd hate The Office. Like, that's kind of stink.
Oh, The Office. Yeah.
The Office. I hate
that. I'm not into The Office, Parks and Rec like other people. People our age are obsessed with The Office.
Even Parks and Rec, not it for me.
It. You know, I would
Friends.
Friends is your wave.
Love that show.
Friends is great. Friends is great. You know what's funny about Friends? When I think about it, like, wow, it's set in the 90s. You guys are living in multi-million-dollar apartments, and you're like only a few years older than us. I mean, I guess it's possible, but shit.
Right. They're very funny. I love that show.
What did they? Chandler and the other one moved to the town next to me in Westport.
Really?
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
I've been to Westport recently.
You know what was a fun fact? I saw the live Friends season finale with my great-grandma when she was alive, my grandma, my mom, and me, 4 generations. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't watch the show at 10 years old, but I just remember seeing that. Yeah.
I think my mom watched it. I feel like I remember seeing it too. Like briefly. There's no shows really like that for us. I guess Game of Thrones kind
of. You're right. Definitely no sitcoms. I mean, it's everyone has their specific like own shows, right, but none of us all like watch communally. But yeah, like Game of Thrones is probably the only one I can really think of.
Right, where like everyone watched it, like literally live.
Breaking Bad too was a big one too. I think Breaking Bad was big, but that's really it.
Well, like stuff isn't on like cable anymore. Like everything's on a streaming.
Exactly.
Like Mandalorian, it comes out tomorrow.
It's a big day. Big day. You know, it's funny how Bill Burr's in that.
I saw him do stand-up recently.
Where? In Richfield?
No, he came to Boston. There's this
and he's from there, right?
I think he's from the area here somewhere, but there's a comedy show called Comedians Come Home, and it was like him, John Mulaney, like it was a bunch of like local Boston comedians.
Mulaney's from Boston? I thought he was from Chicago.
I think he is from Chicago, but I think his family lives around here, like his grandma. Okay. So it's I'm texting about Mandalorian coming back.
It's funny how I think John Mulaney seems to be the most popular comedian right now in our age group.
I would fucking die for him. His Delta Airlines like skit is the funniest thing, and I like literally mention it all the time.
He's hosting SNL on Saturday.
I know. I love him. He used to write for them.
Yep. That's where it all started. The Big Stefan character.
I just love him. Like I think he's so funny. He's like my favorite comedian. I've seen all of his Netflix specials like multiple times over. Like I love him.
Excellent. He's inspiring.
Yes, and he's just so goofy and like he hates kids. Like he doesn't want to have kids. And like him and his wife are so funny. Like, he's Catholic, and she like all his Catholic jokes. Because I was raised Catholic, like absolutely resonate with me. Like going to church, all that stuff.
Have you seen the show Crashing on HBO? Yes, another HBO.
No, but he like has a cameo in it.
Yeah. He's actually has a few parts. That was even more of a recurring role when he comes in and out. but he's like, his character implies himself as a major dickhead. But
Right.
I feel like I don't know the guy. Do you think he acts like that in real life?
Actually, funny you mentioned that. Me and my friend Chloe from work
Uh-oh.
went to Pete Davidson and John Mulaney.
Yep.
They had a question and answer at the end. And the only rule was, like, Pete Davidson was like, no questions about my relationships, because this is when he was dating Kate Beckinsale, and they had just broken up, like, literally the week before. He was like, no, and, like, no questions about his dad, like, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
there was, like, rules. So my friend Chloe, like, has her hand raised, like, we're in the 5th row. So, like the tickets were so cheap. So she's like sitting there, she's like, this, and John Mulaney's like, yes, you. And she was like, on Crashing, did you play yourself? Like, are you really like that character? And he goes, moving on, and didn't answer it. So I don't know. I haven't seen it, but he would not answer it. And I was like, you just waited for this whole time. He didn't even answer. They had some other questions I can't remember, but she held her hand up the whole time, like, ready for the question. Like, every time they went, she was like,
specifically you want to know my funny question? I don't know if anyone remembers this. Do you remember a comedian named Larry Wilmore who hosted after the Colbert Report left?
I don't know. Maybe. I'd have to look him up.
So I went to his show once, right?
Okay.
And also, same thing, you can ask questions. And I thought, I'm going to, you know me, I want to be as out there as possible. And I asked him, people asked, like, how do you get to be a comedian? What's your best career advice? Right. You know what I ask? I ask him, hey, Larry, would you rather be a real nobody or fake somebody? he takes a minute to, like, I don't want to be a fake person. And this was when Brian Williams got caught lying about being in a helicopter that went down. He said, I don't want to be fake like Brian Williams right now. That was pretty funny.
And you were just like,
I was just like, I just wanted you to remember that question. Like, that's really I try to be when make people laugh. I really want to remember it because I got that idea when I was a class clown in high school. I would mess with this teacher, Mr. Couture, but he would mess with me. If I reported him, like, he'd probably get we go back and forth just bantering with each other. Like, there was one time he pretended to call on the phone. He takes the call. He says, Matt, they need you in the office. So I go to the office. He's like, we didn't call you. I'm like, oh shit, what do you do? So I go, but I casually know he did something to me. And he took the it was a physics class, so we needed to use math, and I had my calculator, and he took the batteries out. But he definitely took the batteries out of my calculator. So I would still pretend I was working, and he was like, Matt, what are you doing? I took your calculators out. Oh, I'm sorry, Couture. That wasn't nice of you. And then there was a time when he again calls me to the office. I leave, and then he threw my lunch out the window. But he tied it to
it. What's going on in Norwalk Public Schools? What the fuck?
Boy, that's a deep question.
My school would never, or I don't think so.
Like, we would just babble with each other. Like, there was we did these pillars, right? We had to make towers out of like note cards. And the point was he would give you a weight, and you had to teach yourself how to balance it so it would never go off. So I made, like, the shittiest looking thing. Everyone made these beautiful towers. I
hated physics.
Mine was just gross. So he would put people's, like, it was a hot plate that would bounce around, and I would put the weight there, and the weight is not supposed to fall off or you fail. So he does with mine specifically, and he puts it, everybody gets like a 10. He puts mine to 20 just to make sure. He wants me to fail to fall it off just because it would be funny, but he didn't. And I still got an A on that project.
So, like, does he hate you? Like, I'm lost.
No, I don't think so. It was just, I was just such a unique kid to him, and he was just such a unique teacher. Like this guy would go around.
He was just like clowning around
with everyone, and I would just clown around back with him. Like, I told this on my podcast with Tommy about how I did this egg project that you had to make a barrier for the egg.
Yes.
And it can't break.
Yeah, I did that in physics.
And he purposely would throw mine as hard as he can to the ground just because it's mine specifically. Yeah, it did break.
Mine broke too. I don't think I tried. I hated physics. Like, I hated it.
Oh, anything science. Like, another thing in high school, there was just, like, my chemistry teacher knew I was a goofball. And I like was trying to be nicer, and she like reamed me out on the second day of school. Like she was notorious, Dr. Monroe, as an awful teacher and scary. She was a witch lady. But I was like, you know what? My goal is to make that teacher like me and be nice. No, she screamed. She called out my bullshit. She screamed, "I am not about this." And
That's so weird.
epic fail. Epic,
I,
epic fail.
I literally follow a couple of Uhart professors on Instagram that I love so much.
How are they?
I haven't been back. Like, I've barely been back. Like, I went back for alumni weekend the first year I graduated. And other than that, it's like, I
Yeah.
have no reason to go back. And obviously with Corona now, like, I, like, the next year, I was, like, away for alumni weekend on vacation, so I didn't get to go. And then, obviously, this year it's been canceled, but I haven't really been back.
Yeah, I would go to visit Sam when he was there for his 5th year. We'd hang out, but we would hang out like more of the Hartford area. We wouldn't go to socials anymore.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
maybe
Like,
one or two, but like so far from that life. But we would just go out to like downtown Hartford to hang.
yeah.
And
I do live in Connecticut, so it's, like, not that far. What is it, like, an hour?
hour and a half. Yeah. So
Oh, that's far. Just kidding.
well, it was funny. It wasn't me because it's an hour and a half straight. And if as long as I hear my podcast, I can drive.
Yeah.
I could really go cross country if I could just
I
listen
didn't listen to podcasts until, like, 3 years ago. In college, I never listened to them.
Damn, I listened to podcasts starting in high school and like radio. I don't know if you ever heard this thing about me. It was both
Your
to be a
obsession with
joke.
Howard Stern.
Yeah, I listened to Howard Stern before bed.
What? I literally have never listened to a program more that I cannot stand. I have.
Why is that with Howard?
I
I
well,
could
so
understand why, but why don't you share
right.
your perspective?
I had a Jeep before the car I have now, and I had Sirius, but it didn't come with his station for whatever reason. Like, my radio doesn't get his. Like, I don't know if it's like the cheap I have no idea. But I got
Yep.
a new car during quarantine, and it does get his station. But it's just like the way he interviews people. Like, I just don't find his demeanor to be like entertaining. I don't know. It makes me want to like square up and fight him. Like,
Mhm.
I know he's like very influential. I don't deny that. I just like don't find him to be like enchanting that I want to like listen to anything he says. Do you know what I like? Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't deny his importance or like his influence, and like I know everyone who's anyone's been on like this Howard Stern show and like has his own channel and everyone loves him, but like I don't know.
Yeah, I
He's very,
understand. Some people have some cup of tea more than others. And it just really depends which era. If you hear his show from the 80s up until
yeah.
mid 2000s, yeah, there's some vulgar stuff, putting
Do you
porn
love
star.
him? Like, would you die for him? Like, you love him?
I mean, yeah, I do love him. He's a big influence to me, but I wouldn't die for him, no. And
Yeah, but
like
you know what I mean.
exactly, like I listened to him because in all those interviews, and he really changed his interview style. No,
Yes,
it's
he's
no, it
definitely like great at his job.
more tame, and you really get something out. It's now more, like he once asked Carly Simon, how big are your tits, or, like he doesn't do that anymore, or, having porn stars fight each other, and
Yeah.
and like
Would you be on his show if he asked you?
easily in a second, because now
Really?
he's a more mature person, and I understand the things that can turn people off, like cocktober. I understand why no one would want to hear that. And some of the sex talk even still is kind of gross, like with Ronnie the limo driver. But I think
Yeah,
most of
he is like call her daddy for like adults.
the but I think more of his interviews, especially the celebrity interviews and how he reviews the news and his comments, are pretty genuine. And it's fascinating how he's really changed his perception. I understand even still, and he probably even say, like, I understand my audience is very specific. Not everybody likes me, but the
Yeah,
ones who
I
do
don't
really
deny
matter.
though, like his craft or like his popularity. It's just like not for me. I'm very picky. Like
Mhm.
I
And
just
like there's some important interviews for me, like for instance, like when he interviews Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin, and he never
mhm.
does interviews. It was really amazing to see a guy. This is his true hero. This was the guy when Stern was very sad and depressed. He'd listen to Led Zeppelin albums that cheer him up, and and it's a rare case, 40 years later, he can tell him how much he meant to him, and like
Yeah, like changed
that
his
stuff.
life.
Or when he talks with like Charlize Theron, and talks about some of the like sexist things she's faced in Hollywood and some of the horrible demons out there, and how she overcame that, and the importance of having men listen to that too, and why you shouldn't take advantage of any woman like that. That and like Gwyneth Paltrow's, like those are the impactful interviews. Or talking with like David Letterman and hearing about that fascinating 40-year career in
I know,
late night
so
and stuff.
crazy.
Like those are the ones that like are impactful and important, and not so much the porn
So
stars
like
right in
random
the Sibian.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I know you love him.
yeah, I mean, there's one big
Have him on
reasons
your
for
show.
that. So and forever, and I've seen him many times. I would go to when I would first go to New York City by myself. I would go to America's Got Talent when he was the host, like with friends, and just watch him. And like, of course, I would love to meet Howard Stern one day. That would be cool. But let him do his thing, and I just hope he re-signs his contract, because his contract ends in a few weeks. And that'll be a tough
I'm
day.
sure he will.
Oh
Like
yeah, he
his
can
job
make.
is like hard, but it's not a lot of like heavy lifting. It's not like he's like a construction worker. You know, it's like he could do his job as long as he wants to.
Yeah, and he has his own schedule. He only works 3 days a week. He could do it from his home now, and Sirius really relies. I think more than half of Sirius's subscribers is specifically for
Yes,
him.
or him. Yeah, I've heard that actually.
So Sirius,
Barstool. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Barstool's big with. I saw Dave Portnoy was pissed. They originally announced a deal Howard made that didn't come out to be true. He's going to get 100. It was, what was it? 300
Yeah,
million over
their
5
CEO was
years.
talking about it on her podcast, and she was talking about him like a lot in his deal.
Yeah, like, listen, Sirius needs Howard. It's kind of, they have to do what they can to keep him. That'll be a completely different medium if Howard's gone. So
Yeah, I love my Sirius XM. Like I love it. I love it.
oh, I do too. Like, I mean, and I'm a former intern of Sirius, so
Yes.
this wouldn't be possible without Sirius. I use the same exact softwares I use at Sirius to make this podcast possible.
Really?
The very same things. So,
Yeah, I like the Barstool channel. I always listen to them. Like I
yeah.
love that. I listen to like music. Like I don't really listen to Howard Stern, although I have it starred. I have like ESPN radio, like just stuff
Yeah.
like that.
When you need it, if Nick Jonas comes on,
Yeah.
that could be a time to hear him.
I love him. I love the Jonas Brothers, but I was like the right age when they were popular, so it's like, of course, I loved them. I loved NSYNC too.
NSYNC. I remember them in kindergarten.
NSYNC over Backstreet Boys always.
Why them? Not the Backstreet Boys. Why over them, I should say.
Justin Timberlake. I loved him.
You still love him?
Yeah, I do. I saw him in concert with Jay-Z when he came.
No way.
Yeah. His newer music is like a little too like Tennessee backroads for me, but like I love him. He has some good music out there.
Yo, let's talk some more Hartford memories.
I don't think I have any left.
You remember
3.5 years.
You remember let's talk the bars every Thursday. We had our Angry Bulls, our Black Bears, our Russian Ladies. Only one of them still stands.
Yep.
What did you really get out of those nights? I mean, was that really a great time you look back on? The 25-cent beers and stuff.
Going out with your friends in college is like I don't want to say the best way to bond with them, but it's just like so fun. Like I don't like,
especially for our
a
school.
Long week, I never had class on Fridays. Like it was just fun. Like it was just a great place to go, and you saw everyone you knew there. Like you could go out and see your crush there. You could go out and see all your girlfriends and guy friends, and like always drama, like always, like it was just like the place to be. Like if you missed it, you missed it.
That's why we got our first Ubers, was those going downtown.
I think I took my first Uber probably in Hartford. And then Russian Ladies, the only one still open, like Black Bear closed, Up and on the Rocks closed, Angry Bull closed.
We also loved going to Pig's Eye, at least maybe specifically the Theta Chi guys. There was a little bar in the corner. You walked around. It was a good time.
I only went there once on senior bar crawl night. That's it.
Senior bar crawl night. I have an
What a
awesome
night.
picture of a lot of us from that. And it was amazing how much things changed. I like the Hartford bar scene. I thought it was just perfect. I don't know about you.
It was a great place to be a college student. It's so cheap and it was so close to
It
campus.
really
Like,
is.
it was a good place to be a college student. Like, I remember I went to New York and I got a rum and Coke, and they're like, yeah, that's going to be $22. And I
$12.
was like, no, I
22?
only got one. And they're like, no, yeah, that's for one. I was like, okay.
Jesus.
Whereas, like, in Hartford, you could get a mixed drink for $5. You could get a beer for 25 cents. You could get everything was like $5 or less.
Mhm.
So, and then the cover is $5. So it's like, you could spend $20 in the night. Like,
Did you ever go during the nights that any of the bars got raided?
no, I didn't.
No, me neither.
Not. I'm a good person. I never went under 21.
Glad to hear. Getting a test.
I'm a saint.
Also the karaoke nights on Tuesdays at Black Bear.
Oh, I had my 21st birthday at a karaoke night on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
I sang Gold Digger by Kanye West.
Remember my 21st birthday at Slate?
Oh my God, what a night.
With the great Gabe Mills and his roommates.
Mm-hmm. Is he on the pod?
He said he would go on. I still have to schedule him, but that's gonna be fun.
My favorite vegan.
Favorite vegan. Remember
he was plant-based like before anyone was plant-based. Like
he made it cool.
Yes, he made it cool.
Oh man,
he's so cool. I love him. The best person ever.
Seriously, that's gonna be a big one when I get him on. And every time I probably talk to him on the phone like once every 3 months, and we go on like a 2-hour conversation. What's he doing? He's at Yale. He's in grad school at Yale.
Doing what? Art school?
Finishing art school, now getting a doctorate in Yale. Either doctorate, not master's or something big. I mean, it's Yale.
Class at Yale right now.
Really? You're a Yale student. Julia Borges is a Yale student.
Well, I'm taking a class. I'm taking one class. It's called like the Science of Well-Being. It's like all about being happy.
So will you get a degree from Yale?
I'll have like a certification, not a degree from Yale. I mean, maybe one day I'll go to business school there. I don't know.
Hey, still counts. Or Harvard. Why don't you go to Harvard Business School? I'm sure you have connects over there. I mean,
my mom works there.
Right? Yeah, so you'll get in for free. You'll get in for free.
I wish. I mean, maybe I'll go there one day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's like the smartest of the smart people who like had a startup, like did crazy like entrepreneurial things. Like that is not me. I wish it was, but it's not. Like
you know what's funny about that?
I need to start studying some stuff.
You know what's funny about that Slate's still open. I mean, actually I don't know with the pandemic, but I would go there a couple of times since then. But and I wound up
very much since then.
And I wound up working just a few blocks over from Slate. One of the few times I go there. Actually, no, that
I don't even think I could tell you where it was. Like, I don't think I could find my way there if I tried. Yeah, I like New York is like not here for me.
Yeah, it was in the Flatiron District on 21st and 5th Avenue. And
was that near like NYU?
Somewhat, yeah. That a certain part that the very like, NYU is pretty spread out throughout the village, and that's like at the very top of it once you start going down a few more blocks. And when I going out in the bar scene in New York, especially Manhattan, and you talk to other people who go to the local places, Slate was always known as like, this is the place to go to, like a great club without paying an insane cover for it. Now you might be in line forever, but like there's this place I want to buy so bad, and I don't even know if it's still open because of the pandemic. And I haven't been in the city in a few months, but I want to go back to find if. Yeah, I want to go back to see if all the places are still open. Like the 13th step. Oh my God, the memories I have of the 13th step. That's like my version of Friends. What do they call Central Perk?
Yeah. It's just so sad to see like things closing. Like a lot of Boston bars are closing.
Really? Is the original
Yeah.
Cheers bar closing?
I think like one of the Cheers restaurants here closed, but I think
That's
the
sad.
original is still there. I mean, it's a huge tourist destination. I've never been there. I've done a lot of
Never
tourist
been
stuff
there?
here, but no, it's like there's so many restaurants to go to. Like, why would you go there? And I've never taken anyone there because everyone our generation like wouldn't want to go there. Like, I've taken people to like the aquariums, like the science museum, like Red Sox games, whatever, but not there.
There is only one. I only know one close friend who like binge Cheers, and that's like 230 episodes. They watched the whole entire thing.
I have seen it, but it's like not even in like, you know what I mean? Like they're not really here. So
Yeah, they're
like,
all in LA.
So. Yeah. So I mean, the only time I've really seen famous people in Boston or like done stuff is like one time I went out to breakfast and Zdeno Chara from the Bruins was sitting next to me, and I saw Selena Gomez, and like that's it.
I thought you were about to say Zendaya. Like you saw Zendaya.
No, I wish.
You like Zendaya?
She's really been like huge recently, like the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think a lot of people our age worship her.
But she's not like a touring musician. Like I know she does like sing and stuff, but like that's usually when you see those people around here is like that type of stuff.
Remember the spring fling memories? You know, I was talking.
Try to forget.
Try to forget.
Especially anything with you.
Right. I remember I was talking with one of our old friends from it, and we were talking about how Brad got on probation because his roommate, his guest that wasn't his friend, that someone asked, hey, can you will you sign me up for Wastee's friend? And they wound up pissing on somebody, on the security guard, and Brad got probation for it.
Why would you put your name on someone you don't know?
Because it's Brad. Isn't that a Brad move to do?
Yes, it is.
You know what was funny?
It's a boy thing.
Brad, you know what was funny? Like we had a party in the fives. Like a lot of kids who were like notoriously bad would hang out in our apartment in the fives. I don't know. Like there's this kid Buzz who like would just wild out all the time.
I don't think I know him.
He was like, I remember his name was Buzz, and he was just the broiest bro. Of course, hang out with us. There was like this girl who got in like an insane like Snapchat drama. Like she got into fights with people, and like, you know, she was cool with Brad. It was one of Brad's homies.
Brad's cool with everyone.
Oh my God, Bradley.
Do you have any final questions? I mean, I feel like I don't know if I have anything else.
No, yeah, we've been at it for like an hour and a half. Do you have anything? So like, you know, as we wrap things up, been at it for an hour and a half. Is there anything else you want to share? Give some positive words of encouragement.
Questions.
Yeah, you could ask me some questions too. Feel free.
What is your 5-year plan, Matt Brown?
What is my 5-year plan? It's an excellent question, Julia. So my 5-year plan, reckon answering this as long as, you know, adding the COVID obstacles.
Hopefully, though, that it's setting everyone back, you know, but unless you're Amazon, like everyone is either experiencing a professional or personal struggle in some way.
So I would say for my 5-year plan, I'd like to get promoted. I've been a production assistant for 3 years. Now I have enough experience and credits to go to the next level, which is either a production coordinator or an associate producer, or maybe a specific producer's assistant or a writer's assistant. I'd really love to be a writer's assistant. Then I would get those within the 5 years, you know, finally move out of my parents' house, and finally now use that as it grow as a producer. I would like to get enough credits to become a certified producer, Producers Guild of America.
Okay.
And then that can lead to some more opportunities. And I eventually want to establish my own production company and help
in 5 years.
Creators. Well, not in 5 years, but I'd like to start making connections that can make that possible, and also just get the credits to help make that thing. Now, 10 years, that would actually be very, I think could be
Attainable.
reachable to
Yeah.
establish a production company. But I like to start those connections to make that prosper. I
Yeah.
honestly want to
I
keep
don't
doing
have
this
enough
pod.
experience to know like how long that would take.
Yeah, I mean, some people do it quick. Like if you're Damien Chazelle, who did La La Land and Whiplash, like he's only 29, but he's a specific person. He's a special niche.
Okay.
And but like some do it faster than others, but just depends on their situation. Like he was born in Hollywood, so he's able to go quick with that. So
A lot of connections, a lot of rich friends.
exactly. So I just want to start making the groundwork for that, and maybe find some partners, find someone who will willing to work, because once we start it will take a good 10 years honestly to get recognition, to get enough clients, to meet investors, to fund projects. So my goal is to just in the next 5 years to move out, if we move back and be in the city again, um, and start looking at people who have that same goals while also gaining credits and getting more work to make that possible. And I would just love to continue to do this podcast. I really think I want to do this forever, to be honest with you,
A
as
Howard Stern type of vibe.
like my
I
ultimate
totally agree.
hobby, and just people who are so supportive and especially want to be on, and I'll get them all in one way or the other. So I
Are you
would
gonna
like to do
interview
that.
your parents? You
My
definitely should.
parents. Someday,
Yeah.
I would love to interview my parents.
Do like a joint interview with them. Like
Hmm. For sure.
have both of them
I'm
on.
definitely open for that. So I would say my 5 years, move out, be an associate
Okay.
producer, writer's assistant, coordinator, and start having the connections to make that possible. Do you have a 5-year plan right now?
I mean, in 5 years, I'm gonna be 30, which is just psychotic. I,
Hmm.
I like hope by then I've had the same job. Like I've been commuting to the same office like since the beginning, like since graduation.
Yep.
So hopefully I like you get promoted like in regular corporate like every 2-ish years, 2 to 3. Like that's
Yep.
kind of when so hopefully I have one coming soon. I don't know. With the pandemic, it's hard because
Hmm.
we're client facing, so we have been very busy, but like company wise, like I don't know like what their plans are. I mean, they always have bigger plans, so I don't know, but like I love my job and my role. Like I do want to be a financial advisor, so like hopefully I just keep climbing my
Oh,
way. Like
sweet.
I have to take a couple like I have all my certifications like necessary to have my job, but like some more like maybe business school or like some more of those like test types of things. So hopefully
Hmm.
I'll pass all of those. They take like a year and a half to study for, so it's like those. And like honestly, hopefully by 30, like I'm married, maybe like in 5 years,
Oh,
right? Like
sweet, sweet.
it's 5 years, like yeah, I guess
That
so.
is a very appropriate age to have that. So,
Right? Like or like basically like I hopefully will have a house
mhm,
in 5 years, even if it's a starter house, and maybe a puppy.
that's
Personal
a great
goals.
plan.
Maybe I'll
Great,
be an
great plan.
influencer. If I can become an influencer, I will drop everything to do that. If I could be like Charlie, making literally millions of dollars and getting free cars and free things, I would do that too.
Well, you have all our support for that. So, what other questions you got?
I'll get famous from this. You actually like, hit on all my other questions. Like I was gonna ask, what do you watch on YouTube? But you watch
Hmm.
Shrek.
Well, I
Oh,
watch like for YouTube. This is my true answer for YouTube. What I watch, it just depends on my mood, what I'm doing. If I'm
right.
watching YouTube, a lot of compilations, a lot of movie scenes. Like I'll watch movie scenes.
That is
Um,
so crazy because like I like don't ever do that. Like it's
mhm.
just funny that that's like what you go to.
And I just love writing as well. So I would just love to sell some writing, especially. So I just like to watch movie scenes, compilations.
Okay.
I watch this specific. I watch these specific channels, Screen Junkies. They do the honest trailers. I love those guys. I like
I don't think I've heard of
CinemaSins.
those.
They're great. They're great, even for the casual movie fan. They just make fun of movies all the time. And then I watch these guys called
Okay.
CinemaSins.
Okay.
They do that everything wrong with Whiplash in 14 minutes. Everything wrong with
Yeah,
Toy
like edit
Story.
errors and things like that, like those types of things.
And I just love their commentaries, and when they give movie like props, and like especially in quarantine, like I really nerded out on film analysis stuff. Every little aspect of movie making, like I really understand now. So when they say like certain
Okay.
things, continuity errors, what is the character's motive in the third act? What is the emotions this person's supposed to feel? Like that stuff. Ooh. So I'll watch like
You
video essays too, like a
you
lot
should
of
watch
video
that
essays.
on the last season of Game of Thrones and how they had so many side storylines that they never like wrapped up.
Mm-hmm. So that's another thing. I just love watching video essays, whether it's weird history, whether it's
Mm,
Wisecrack. You ever heard of Wisecrack?
no,
They're
I
really
run a
cool.
completely different. I watch like a bunch of finance stuff. Like,
Fine. See, like it's both
yeah,
our fields though. That's the one thing. And honestly, on
yeah.
YouTube, I'll just watch a lot of podcasts, and I watch a lot of podcasts and listen to a lot of things, and then I also watch like music videos, like concert videos. I'll watch like
I
Travis
watch like
Scott
behind the
Lollapalooza.
scenes stuff, like behind the scenes of
Oh yeah,
making
that's
this
my jam.
movie, making this music video. Like, I do love that stuff.
Easily. That's my thing with YouTube. And then I'll watch there's this British commentator called Adam Blampied, and he just writes these funny lists, making comments on wrestling and movies, and
Weird. Oh my
I
god, I
just
hate
love that guy.
that.
So what other questions you got, if any?
That's it. Like, honestly, you hit on all my other questions. Like, I had some written down just in case, like, I had to pause, but you kind of like touched on all of them. So
Sweet. See, that's the beauty of the podcast, right? Or
that's the
and
beauty of the
especially
pod.
mine.
Exactly.
Just
I
talk.
had
Oh,
some screenshotted just in case, like, I had some stuff in here.
and are you able to show? You don't want to put those
I
to
mean, I don't
waste.
think you can see it, but it's like I
Is
have
it
like
like
some.
explain that
Like,
gram?
no, what is that?
I don't know if you've ever seen on it's on the Wing show, First We Feast. They
Oh,
give these
okay.
Instagram celebrity pics. It's like explain what this is. I thought you were gonna do that from the various pictures of college.
No, I had like questions to ask. I don't know. No, I don't have that. Well, you don't have like a niche or like like do you ever listen to Part of My Take on Barstool? Have you ever heard of them?
Oh yeah, Big Cat and
Yeah,
reporting
Big
on.
Cat PFC. They do in like off seasons when there's no sports, like Mount Rushmores, where they'll like rank
Oh yeah,
random things. So it's like it's not like you had something I had to be like ready for. So not that there's anything wrong with that, but I
of
just
course.
like
No,
was
this is just it's all about chopping it up. And other things I'll just watch is stand up. I'll watch a lot of stand up. Again, the sports moments, and then I'll just watch whatever's recommended to me. Sometimes like Matt Stoney's recommended to me, that guy who eats like 50 burgers in 10 minutes.
a
I don't know.
mukbang. Is that what it's called? Like where people like eat on the internet? Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about?
I'll
Yeah.
get recommended that. I'll look at the trending top videos, and as long as it's not too depressing, I'll watch.
I always watch like skincare or like all the influencer videos. Like I just
Hmm.
find them so interesting.
That's the one thing. Like I admired it. I respect influencers and what they've been able to accomplish, but I don't really watch a lot of. I don't watch like Dave Dobrik or any of
No, I
those
don't like
guys.
them. The Vlog Squad.
The Vlog
But
Squad, except Brendan
he,
St. Brown.
yes, I know. Well, they David Dobrik, I think, is called the Vlog Squad or like whatever he calls himself.
That's
His
hilarious.
vlogs.
And
Yeah.
then I like watching like old skits though too, like old Amanda Show, all that SNL. So I'm all over the
But yeah,
place, as you can
SNL,
see.
like Chris Farley's, like those are always
Oh
funny.
yeah. So
Him jumping through the table.
Matt Foley. That's so you could catch me my YouTube history. I thought of doing a skit if I thought of doing. Can you tell me what you Googled on your phone recently to see in the answers? But who knows what
Oh,
they.
I thought you were asking me.
Oh, I mean, you could say what have you been Googling? Like last
All
thing
right.
I'll Google.
Let's see. My Google history. The dumpling short that I sent to you.
Whoa. I just got to Google. Norwalk is heading into phase 2 again. We were in phase 3.
Yeah, Boston is too actually. I googled how to buy Beyonce's new Ivy Park by Adidas drop, but they were sold out of the shoes I wanted in my size. So, I googled to go back and forth to Connecticut, you have to have a COVID test. So I was Googling where to get one.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, because Massachusetts is so bad. I Googled, let's see. I followed this like TikTok drama account. So I was Googling this TikToker / YouTuber, Corey LeBerry, who passed away. I never had heard of him. So I was Googling him. I don't know him. I just was Googling him. I Googled Stranger Things and when that next season's coming out because I love that show. I Googled, let's see. I Googled all these like random other things, like just stuff. Largest food distributors in the world, Coca-Cola.
I Googled garden memes.
Why?
I don't remember. Philadelphia. Olive Garden memes. Oh, now I remember. I was trying to make fun of Olive Garden with someone. Italian garden. Meatball, spaghetti underneath gif. That's what it really says.
Why be depressed? You could eat some spaghetti.
Hamstring workouts. I needed to get there were these people hogging machines, so I needed something different. Justin Turner, I Googled him because his mess. Great content meme. Big Brother, Bill de Blasio. That's my recent Google searches.
Oh my god. I Googled California Thanksgiving rules for coronavirus, even though I'm not going there.
Oh man,
What?
It's just the can't wait till this is over with COVID.
Yeah, I know. I'm not really seeing any of my friends anymore at all because it's getting so bad again.
Is it even in like both Mass or where you're in Connecticut?
Yeah, I mean, besides like Luigi and his family and then my parents and like I do go to work, but I don't necessarily like interact with anyone really there. Like I'm not seeing anyone else. Like I just decided like until this wave is over, like because I can't see them outside. It's so cold. Like it's supposed to snow tomorrow.
Snow?
Like yeah, it's gonna snow there too.
Like no school type of snow or little drizzles?
I think like 2 inches, an inch and a half. Like
That's a good amount.
it's gonna snow. I don't know where
in
you've
October.
been. Yeah, but
surprise.
I'm like I decided because I can't see anyone outside because the weather. Like it's just too much. Like I can't risk. Like I don't live alone. Like I can't like risk just being like irresponsible. So I mean everyone's comfortable with different things. So if your friends like know they don't have it, then that's fine. But like it's so bad here. All the college kids and like the young kids and Halloween. Like I'm not going out for Halloween.
No. I might just see some friends, but that's it. Like, well, not going out. Like the two of us.
I remember you were pissed you got exposed to Corona.
Oh,
remember your whole
very, very pissed. I got pissed because I got exposed to Corona and I didn't wind up not having it. But I was just mad, like so preventable. Cause, just hanging out with a friend and the day before.
If they had it.
Exactly. So never again. And I just try to take it seriously like you. I know I don't live alone either. And I couldn't live with myself if a mistake like that happened. So.
Right. If I lived alone or like if I lived with my roommates, it'd be one thing, like one level of caution, but like because of this, it's just like I try not to do stuff that's like preventable. Like I was going to the gym, but I was kind of like, I have plenty of workout stuff here. Like I'll just do that. And like, I don't know.
One thing I do keep going to my gym, but because so many other people aren't going, it's almost like an empty place. So it's easier for my case.
Right. When I was going, it was so much cleaner and like there weren't a lot of cases this summer. But now that it's spiking again, I haven't been going.
For sure. And I'll give props Planet Fitness Norwalk. They really, every little thing, always spraying.
Yeah. I go to a bougie ass gym here and it's pretty clean. And like I see the same, if I go, I see the same people every day.
Equinox?
No, Lifetime. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of Lifetime.
Yeah, they have like classes included and stuff, and it's right next to my job, and they have an outdoor pool with a bar. So
how about that? We had
they have like a waitress service.
Planet was supposed to, I'm a server at the gym. Our Planet Planet Fitness was going to open to a much bigger place in Norwalk, only for this to happen. So
Really?
they would showcase like, oh, this is what our new place is like. Our Fitness, what's great about my Planet Fitness is nothing like the others. It literally doesn't. I mean, besides the yellow and purple, it's the same.
Right.
But there's only, you could get tanning beds. That's it. No massage rooms, no extra things. But
Are
no,
they
no.
are they still building a new one? Because they're still probably making plenty of money.
I don't know. I gotta ask the guys. They're cool. They have a lot of turnover. They have new employees just for once every 6 months.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Like, why would you? It's like an in-between job. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep, for
it's
sure.
like you're
So
doing it because you want to do something else.
you
Usually.
know what was crazy? And like I actually work out with my mask on. I'm sure you do
Me
too.
too.
Like, and a lot of people, I was surprised how many people were turned off and like, I won't work out with a mask and run. I would have, so, and the thing is about my gym too, it's only all older people. Like you would think that I go,
They're
like,
all there too.
with
Like
all
they
due
go out a
respect.
lot.
Yeah, with all due respect, you'd think I would be in a senior citizen gym. I mean, it's like me and Brendan, and that's it. You know, there's some younger people thrown in there.
Yeah.
But I had my buddy. He was my buddy Jay, right? He was just this cool dude who looked like Chuck Norris. He's like, "Hey man, how are you?" Just great spirit every time. I would talk
Mhm.
Yankees and Giants with him every day. I was always looking forward. Hey, it's my buddy Jay. Then he said he couldn't go to the gym anymore because they forced him to wear a mask and he has asthma and he can't do that plus the treadmill. And one of my biggest
I get
regrets,
that.
I
I've like
should have.
run with the mask on. It's hard.
I that's all. I just started getting on the treadmill, really taking the treadmill seriously this year. I don't know anything but running with a mask on.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
and
hard. Like it's very sweaty. Like,
yeah,
but
we're
yeah.
losing.
I
Wait,
in Connecticut you like don't have to wear a mask at the gym, but in Mass you do.
no. Well, actually, I have no idea. They just force it Planet Fitness wise. So shouts to Planet Fitness.
Okay.
You might be right, but
At other
yeah.
gyms it was like if you're further than 6 feet apart you don't have to wear it, but it's like you're exerting so much like breath at the gym. Like why wouldn't you wear it?
At first, they were very lax, like the first month of the gym bag, and then they forced the mask, and then again, so many people stopped
Yeah.
going. So it's
Who
actually
wants to
great.
be the spike of cases? Like, you know what I mean? Like what company wants to be responsible for that?
Yeah, and you know that the media would point it out.
Right.
I want to finish off with one positive note before we say
Okay.
goodbye. Why don't you tell me the last time you laughed really hard,
The last time I laughed really hard
or a
at
time
work
recently?
today.
Would
At
you?
work today.
What happened?
I was with a lot of my coworkers are younger, like we're friends.
Mhm.
And one of them was on the phone with one of our other coworkers and I had it on speaker and I was laughing so hard because he was like, okay, if you mail it, if you mail this piece of paper, like bring it to UPS and mail it. And she was like, yeah, you could do that. And he was like, or should I postmark it? Should I go to a regular post office? I was just laughing because I was just like, why are we helping you work through this decision? Like, what's more convenient for you? Like, what's easier to do? Like, I was just laughing like at the whole situation. I was just like, what? Like, it was just like a ridiculous question. It was just very funny. I was laughing so hard, like at that. And what else happened? Oh, this morning somebody else asked me. They were like, there was like a word in an email. They were like, have you ever seen this word before? And I was like, yeah, it was the word allot, ALLOT. And I was like,
ALLOT.
yeah, it's like I bought 10 apples and I decided to allot Matt 5. Like it's like like, and I was like, yeah, it's a word. And they're like, oh, okay. I just like didn't know it. And I was like, okay. Like it was just very weird. I was like, why don't you just Google it? I don't know.
Probably
Like,
one.
why is there a word in an email that doesn't exist? It was just very funny. I guess it's less funny saying it now, but like,
Oh, I think it's get chuckle out of it. One funny thing that happened at a Yankee game once. So have you heard of the bleacher creatures?
yes, of course.
So notorious bleacher creatures, but they're really just like any other person. They're
It's just
just
fun out there.
yeah, and
It's a cheap rowdy gang.
what was that?
It's like a cheap rowdy gang, like
Oh
of
yeah,
people.
squad, and
Yeah. Fenway
so
has bleachers too, but they're not like bleachers. They're just seats now.
yeah, no, these are legit bleachers, like no sitting on your back. It's actually kind of
Yeah.
uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
like they're literally high school bleachers that they put out there in the outfield. Thanks, Yankees. And anyways, So I'm sitting with the bleacher creatures, and there was this guy. He was Yankees playing the Nationals. This guy Cliff Robinson. He was on the Nationals at the time, and then there was this guy, like the most hilarious heckler, and he's like, "Hey, Robinson, Robinson," the whole time, and then he said, "Cliff Robinson, I got something to say to you. I'm going to invite your mother. I'm going to take her out to a nice steak dinner and not invite her back." The guy actually looked back and looked away back.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it's hard to get
And he
these
was just like,
people.
what the hell?
I mean, I went to
Yeah. I have
like,
met a few Yankee players.
oh, yeah, Aaron Judge. You met Aaron Judge. What's he like in person?
Yes, one.
How'd you
And
meet him?
CC Sabathia, one.
All right. First,
One
tell
of
us
my
Cece
friends
first.
worked. Yes. One of my friends worked in the bullpen at Fenway, like at the gate. So, like, I've got to be on the field a few times, like stuff like that. And when they come in and out, they see people in the division a lot. So he knows some of them like much better, because obviously they're in the same division.
Mm-hmm.
And so just like walking by, like very casual, just like, hey, what's up? Like nothing, like
This
I
is
didn't ask for a
Cece.
picture or anything. Yes. And Joba Chamberlain,
Oh,
like
okay.
those people.
What's
So
up?
yeah, I
What's
mean,
up,
they're
Julia
really nice.
Borges?
Right. Like no conversations. It wasn't like I was like, hey, like, can I talk to you for a second? It was just like, hey, what's up? Like, how are you guys? Like, excited to play, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing. They were just like chatting, and usually like the opposing team's fans are all there, like waiting for them, so it's very cool. And I also met do you know Carlton Fisk from the Red Sox? He was sitting there once too,
Of
and I was
course,
talking to him.
he's a legend in your neck of the woods. He had the most famous home run in Red Sox history.
Yeah, like the
75.
pole, like that clip.
Yeah.
But
Did you say what's the?
yeah, I mean, just for a second, but like, yeah, I mean, just random things. I didn't really get to meet them, like nothing exciting. I wish, but very,
What's Aaron
very
Judge like in
casual.
person?
Tall,
Mm-hmm.
handsome. He's very handsome. He's, I don't know. He didn't
Man.
talk to me at all. Like he's not like a.
Does he know you're a Red Sox fan?
Yes, I did. Oh, did he know I was?
Yeah. I'm saying did he know you were a Red Sox
Yes.
fan? That's why he didn't
No,
talk to you.
like, well, they're just like there to do their job,
Of
like
course.
they don't like, so they don't care about the fans, but just like they're very like to themselves. So
And
I didn't really talk to him. He just walked by me.
Judge can own New York City, man. That guy must have. Oh
Yeah,
man.
I know. Hopefully he stays healthy and he can carry you guys to something.
It's been a tough time.
Yes.
But we can only go up from here.
Right.
And with that, Julia, we've been at it for a good amount
Like
of time.
3 hours.
So no, for real. Thank you so much for coming with that. As you know, I could talk to you all day on these reminiscing on the Uhart days.
Yes.
I really appreciate you coming on. Tell your family I said hi. Tell Luigi I said hi, and I hope everyone's safe and healthy. And I'll talk to you very soon. And just thanks again for doing this.
Sounds good. Once Corona's over, we'll have to see each other.
That'd be great. That'd be great to catch up. So I'll catch you later. I'll talk to you later. I'll catch you soon, and peace out.
Bye.
See ya.